Well, welcome back. We are doing this again. It's Bricks and Banter. You already know it. I'm your host, as always, Billy, and I'm currently recording this introduction a minute before this episode's supposed to be uploaded, so it'll be a little delayed. Hope you enjoy regardless. This episode is a real kicker, but before we jump on into it, I gotta thank our show's sponsor, and that is Nate's Minifigs. Nate offers an expansive catalog of high-quality resin-printed parts with themes ranging from Star Wars to superheroes to Halo, and even some general accessories like pouches, armors, glove tops, and more. He's not locked down to one genre, and I know personally there's a lot more cool stuff on the horizon. So if none of those themes exactly tickles your fancy, I urge you regardless to check out his products, because with a little creativity, many of those pieces have a wide range of applications outside of their prescribed usage. And that's honestly one of my favorite things about his products, just the kit bashing abilities of it all. So if you use promo code BM4 at checkout, you will receive 15% off. That's right, 15% off with promo code BM4 at checkout. Support those who support the podcast and check out natesminifigs.com to purchase. Now then, let's get into this episode. This week's guests, and yes, multiple guests. This is the most guests I've ever had, and it honestly wasn't as chaotic as I was expecting, but also it was as chaotic as I was expecting. But it couldn't have been with a greater cast, and we couldn't have had a better time. So this week we have on some of the story theme leaders of the World in Darkness collaborative storyline. First off, we have a Brick Interest, aka Everett, who started the whole thing and is the brains behind the operation. We have Tobias, aka Intense Potato, OG Flickr legend, great dude, and Michael Wilhoit, another Flickr legend and grill daddy. I don't know what more to say to properly prepare you for this episode. It was a blast. We talked some brick, but mostly banner. So with no further ado, enjoy the episode.
Brick by brick, piece by piece. Real talk in the life. Brick by brick, piece by piece. Real talk in the life. Brick by brick, piece by piece. Real talk in the life. Brick by brick, by piece by piece.
And we're here with the World of Darkness collaborators. We're just going to go down the list and y'all can introduce yourself. But we have, first off, a Brick Interest, aka Everett, Intense Potato, Tobias, and Michael Wilhoit, as I think he is most notably known as. So y'all could say hi and give a brief introduction. We'll start off with you, Everett.
Yeah, so I'm a Brick Interest on Instagram. I run the World in Darkness group. I've been building for about a fat minute now. Really not a lot else to say. I mean, I build a lot frequently, and I run World in Darkness, and I like future military shit, and that's what we do.
Awesome. How long do you think you've been in community at this point?
You can look at my like baffling flickers from like 2010, where I was like literally like schizo posting just like Lego figure faces. Probably like 11 years now. Yeah, that's
with
like
the
11 years.
fucking
Awesome.
the radioactive emoticon
Yeah,
that people copy paste into their username.
Where you've got
man.
Your username's just like a jumbling of like add me on PlayStation, going to Brick Fair.
Yeah.
Going to Brick Fair, yes, I was about to mention
There's
that.
always like there's like a euro sign or a pound sign for some reason.
3 forward slashes underscore redacted underscore 3 slashes. Redacted. Data expunged.
Username.
All right, how about for you, Toby?
So under Intense Potato, I've been here for a decade. I've been on Flickr for 10 years now. I had another one, which real ones would know the name for it, but it was Paul045. I don't know why I selected that. No one in my family is named Paul, and there's nothing in my name that's Paul.
It's to keep your identity.
I think it was
hidden.
from the yeah, I think it was partially that, and I think it was also the chimpanzee from after Nickelodeon stuff with the third eye.
That makes sense.
no.
That makes sense.
I want to say
That's
that
a
was
real one.
partial because I mean I was a literal child when I made it, but it's like that reference is still relevant at that point. But yeah, so on Intense Potato, the current run has been a decade in December. I actually have not really had a dark age. I went off to college in 2018, and I kept building on every break. We still have a collab that was supposed to be for 2020. Obviously, didn't pan out. Still on for 2021.
Big things coming.
It's funny. Yeah, COVID was actually great for it because I built a ton during COVID. at the beginning in that like March to July span when I was home. I banged out a ton of builds.
Yeah, that's great.
I kind of want to get back into customizing. It's been a while, but I could do some customs soon.
The modding game needs you, man.
It's always refreshing.
I think I jinxed.
I did was the gas mask, I think.
Very slick mod, for sure.
Man, I'd have to see it. I can't recall it, but I think I jinxed the last Brick Fair because I actually started to build. And then it was like, no, we can't fucking have this.
The Billy Hex.
All right. And how about for you, Michael Wilhoit?
So I'm currently 24 years old, and I think I've been building since I was 9. I definitely had a Mock Pages account. That's a huge throwback.
Whoa.
I've had a Mock Pages account, I think, since I was in 5th grade. So that must have been like 2007 or 2006.
Is Mock Pages still even around?
No, God, that was shut down a while ago.
You have to lead it, man.
But my Lego journey has been from Mock Pages to the Brick Arms forums, starting in around like 2009. And from there, I got into Flickr because I went to Brick Fair one year, got some Brick Arms, and then came back home and saw there was a contest for Brick Arms. And so they required you to have a Flickr account. So I started out there. I don't even remember what my fucking name was at this point. It's been years. And then it's been MiKW since 2011 when I was in a Skype chat with a bunch of people and they just misspelled my name a few times and it stuck. That's Mijew on Flickr. It is not Miju, not Maiju. It's Mijew, MiKW. The J is Spanish. So I did like World War II for a year at Brick Fair. We did like Operation Siege in like 2011.
I remember that shit.
Yeah.
Classic.
So that was me and like Taylor Green and a bunch of other people when like that was still happening. And then
he's now married and has a child.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, married and has a child. Then in 2012, me and Noah Neiman, known as Chicken Boy at the time, did a little mini collab. Around the same time, I was being harassed by the World in Conflict people for being a knockoff. Fast forward to 2013, I was building with the World in Conflict people for the Silent Seaboard collab. So, friends to enemies, or like, enemies to friends to lovers kind of deal going on there. 2013 did Silent Seaboard, contributed a little bit to Cyberpocalypse 2013, and then built Cyberpunk for a while. Did 2014 Cyberpunk, was a full part of that. Graduated high school, started college in 2014, started building other stuff. I did the Native Poc collab one year. Then in 2016, I met Toby. I've been kind of knew him on and off. And then we collabed together with another friend of ours, Kevin Wise. And we did like the casino build. That was a fun one.
Yeah.
And then in 2017, I did not go to Brick Fair because I had
forget about what's his name for the casino build.
Kevin Wise.
Fuck, there was a 4th person. No, there was a person.
It was us. It was just
Who
us.
did the little like Richmond looking house?
He did like
someone did the corner store. Redhead from Richmond.
Oh, Zach Bean. That's right, Zach Bean. Holy shit,
Zach Bean was there. Yeah, I knew there was a 4th person. Yeah,
I forgot that he contributed. I thought that was you. Never mind.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, Zach. I love you.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
I know
Zach Bean.
I know he's an avid listener.
He is.
Yeah, big fan of the podcast. Big fan. He's actually a patron. He's a patron.
Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod.
Really? Friend of the pod.
Okay, real quick. 2018 came back with like not much because I was in the thick of undergrad. I brought like a little tiny like corner store thing. I don't know. It wasn't that big. I think me and George kind of combined George Hawes, aka Stanky Fajita.
Love George.
We combined our forces to create like this little thing with like a monorail system and an old school, and it was like classic APOC stuff. It was fun. 2019.
It was very aesthetic.
It was
slum aesthetic.
Definitely slum aesthetic. That's dope. And then 2019, I brought a few.
People live in poverty.
2019, I brought some small Japanese style buildings in like Tokyo and shit. I graduated that year, and then I've been working, and then the pandemic started. Toby and I, like he mentioned earlier, are doing a collab for this Brick Fair, and now I'm in grad school. I'm a full grown ass man now. I have a fiance, and it's dope. I'm now part of the World in Darkness. Top 10 things I've ever done. Number 2, get a fiance. Number 1, admin for World and Darkness, for sure.
For sure. I mean, that's how you got the number 2. Let's be real.
Yeah, exactly.
If
This
you're
is
in World
true.
of Darkness, you
Many
know
are
you're
talking
pulling.
about this.
Pulling shawties with
Yeah, I
that
know we
World
can
and
pull
Darkness.
Don't tell the meme pages that, bro.
If you become a Lego, if you
Put them on suicide watch.
message for the meme page admins, if you stop hating, you will get a Jewish wife.
And that's on God.
That's on Yahweh.
But
just
That's on Yahweh. That's on Yahweh.
the first off, I realize now that you've been kind of going on Instagram and posting some of the old shit, then I'm like, oh, you've been a part of like every one of my favorite builds that I've ever seen. The native POC is hands down my favorite mock I've ever seen at a convention.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
And-
Explain
and-
the inspiration. Go ahead.
Timothy McVeigh.
the
I've never heard the name.
notable for bombing a building in Oklahoma City.
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Like, obviously,
Killed
do not,
150
condone,
people.
do not condone his actions.
But
Very
the aftermath.
aesthetic,
But a
though.
down
It was
payment.
it was very
Yeah,
aesthetic.
aftermath-
though.
It's really notable from
No,
Mike
for sure.
staying straight faced to Beyond the Brick while getting interviewed. This was inspired by that building in Oklahoma City.
bombing.
Did he really?
I did. I was very edgy at that point. I was
Holy
like,
shit! Was that actually aired on?
Fucking odd one.
Yeah,
it was, yes. Because so
Oh
so
my god! I
actually-
gotta
so-
find that.
So fun fact is that I believe at that point Matt of Beyond the Brick had left at that point. Or-
Okay, yeah.
And so I was kind of pissed because I love that boy. And so I just wanted to fuck with the other host for as much as possible. So I just said like straight face, oh yes, this was inspired by the Oklahoma City bombing.
Oh my
Straight face.
god!
On top of that, that was the same year that like we didn't really do a Brolug collab. We just took pieces out of the stay and play area and made a bunch of penises and put them out during public hours.
Oh,
They
for
got
sure.
very mad at us for that. That was the year that
I
we were
don't
just
know
like
why, honestly. That's art.
Chantilly folk hero.
Chantilly folk hero. Yeah, we were bad kids that year. It was fun though.
Yo, can I ask what even is Brolug? Because it's been so popular in the community. I don't even fucking know the origins or anything about it.
It started out as like
Haven't
the
heard that
APOC
name
collab.
in years.
It started out as the APOC collab group, right? And it formed into like an actual Lego recognized lug for a while. We actually got lug bulk and lug support and shit.
I had no
And-
idea you guys got that shit.
We did, and we got all that shit. We got merch. I have a T-shirt that says Bro Lug on it.
Yeah, I've seen people with that.
And yeah, it started out like that. There's a lot of members, unofficial and official. Mason, another guest of the podcast here.
Big friend of the podcast.
Big
Shout
friend.
out to the
Massive
boy
friend.
Mason. I love him. Been a huge inspiration and a muse, I would say.
Wow, how lovely.
And yeah, great guy. He did Silent Seaboard as well. He was actually in on it before I was. They literally came up to me at Brick Fair. I'm like, hey, you want to add these to Silent Seaboard? I'm like, yeah, sure. And these are the same guys that a year before me were like, you're trash. So it was cool.
Yeah, they were just on their
Yeah,
Mean
it
Girls
is
shit, but they let you get into the gang. It's all good.
Yeah, and then the rest is history. Now I'm a mean girl.
When
Damn
you're
right.
on top,
So
you
now you're
gotta-
taking chairs out of Carter's house.
Yeah, actually. So legendary member Carter Baldwin lived around me for a while until he moved for his job at Lego. Huge flex. And he just calls me up one day. He's like, hey, Mike, you want one of our chairs? And I'm like, sure, yeah, I'll take it. So now I have a chair from Carter across the room from me, actually, where I'm sitting. Carter's the one who founded Brolug, by the way. He used to have been like the leader for the entire thing.
And he recently notable for designing the Thanos gauntlet set.
Yes. And this will
Oh
segue
no
nicely.
way!
Yeah.
This will
That's,
segue nicely.
that's incredible.
Because a little bit ago, Carter plugged the World in Darkness group as a spiritual successor to World in Conflict, the other older war game that inspired some of us, whereas the Purge inspired some other people. But we got the Carter cosign. So with that said, I guess we should start talking about World in Darkness.
That's lovely. Yeah. Before we jump into that, I don't know if I'm going to keep that section in about the bombing, but
Yeah, probably
That shit's
not.
gold.
Yeah, that's not me. That's my bad.
It kind of was gold. I want to just say, because I probably will keep it in because it was extremely funny. It's
No,
also
no,
it's
chop-
also it's extremely not funny. But I just want
Yeah.
to
I live in
make that
Oklahoma.
clear.
Chop.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Going back before we jump into World of Darkness, Everett shared that mask that you made, Toby. And again,
sir.
for anyone who's listening to the podcast, I realize it may not be so apparent that on our Instagram, the Instagram for the podcast page, there's a bunch of photos about what gets talked about. So that'll be there. But I totally did not see this mask because it was only posted on Flickr, and I haven't checked it in like 3 months.
I see.
This is sick.
Yeah, so
This is
I
really
made
sick.
that in 2019. I think you know Will Park.
Yeah.
from Dinosaurs. I think that I want to say that's in. I don't know if I think major friend of the pod. I'd say.
Okay, of course.
I'm pretty sure that's in his possession now, and I really want to get it back
really?
because it was like one of my favorite mods, and I sold it to him at Brick for that year, and then immediately regretted it and wanted it back. But
Just beat him up at Brick Fair. He'll be
yeah,
there.
yeah, I think I got the reach on me. I think he's probably got some weight on me, but we're good. I'm very lanky.
Yeah. Float like a butterfly.
Yeah, no. So that one was like that was my magnum opus because everyone wanted the orange gas mask that he made for the it was like some crazy mod in 2011 because I guess it was when Battlefield 3 came out. Everyone was like fiending after that, and then orange just kind of dropped off the planet.
Oh yeah, rest in peace, Orange.
But that was like I fucked up a ton of those in probably the span of like 5 years, like trying to make that mask, and then 2019 I decided it was
Struck gold.
banged it out.
No, that is
Absolutely.
incredible. I really love it.
Thank you.
All right, so Everett, we're coming back. World of Darkness, take it away. What is World of Darkness?
Yeah. So Billy, do you remember what the Purge was?
No, I'm
On
not
Flickr?
familiar with
No,
the
really?
Purge, but I am familiar with A World in Conflict.
Okay, well that's strange, but because World of Conflict's a little older. But so the Purge was a storyline group on Flickr where people just run by a dude named Andreas, notable OG, notable for being an asshole as well. But we love him here.
But we do love him here. Yes, much love for
we
the boy.
we really do love him. But probably one of the best builders I've ever laid eyes upon, build wise at least. And so, anyways, he had this group where he had this big storyline, the big world, and he had all his factions, and then everyone was just fucking living in it. And so you could build for the group, and you would basically how it worked is you'd build like a little Purge build with the Purge figures, which were like the countries, and you would post it, tag Andreas in a photo, and you'd receive judgment, and that's just how it went.
Yeah.
That's how they rocked. And
there was a divine judgment in the comments every time.
Oh, yeah.
It was scary.
It was you'd see that notification to Andreas.
He'd just be being mean to like 11-year-olds. Like this could be good, but it's not. You're like, you didn't have to say that, dude. You're 20.
He didn't even say like encouraging stuff. He just kind of hit you with like this is not good.
Yeah,
it's not very good.
But you'd get that. It was like he was like an overseeing presence on the Purge, and so you'd have like it was like a broad storyline that he directed. And I will say, I don't think Andreas will listen to this, but if he does, the storyline is just nonsense. Like in my opinion, but that's okay. That really is okay. Like that's how it be. And so, World of Darkness is in many ways the spiritual successor because I was that kid who was told his build was shit, and I am now making builds. I'm not copying your shit, Andreas. You can't do nothing. And yeah, so we operate on a similar format of the group of factions. We have a Discord, World of Darkness Discord. It's pretty poppin'. It's got like 200 something people in it. And you make your builds, whatever you want, really, as long as it fits. And it's got the figures of the countries that we've made up. And
we've also tried to make them more affordable than because the Purge ones with like the basic Special Forces guy was like a $60 figure, and you're like, I guess that's
it was more than that. Remember, like when I said you were just living in Andreas's world, I meant like he would just like one day just drop a picture of like a figure with like the fucking Eclipse Graphics Desert Operator figure that's been sold out for like a year, cost like $100, and then like 4 other Eclipse Graphics parts, and just say this is now the standard infantry for the United States.
Yeah, and on top of that, there was also the he would this is a carryover as well. He would use AMA visors a lot, which at the time at
really
the
unattainable.
At the time that the Purge was happening, literally you could not find them. We're in like a visor renaissance now, but back in like 2012, 2013, you could literally not pay somebody enough to take their AMA visors off them.
Yeah,
They
I
were
mean, I
like,
was gonna say,
gold.
what's
Yeah,
changed?
right after Hazel faked his death.
faked his death in Hong. Hazel found dead in Macau. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, rest in peace.
R.I.P.
God
to
rest
a
his
real
soul.
R.I.P. to a real hustler. He had that money mindset.
Honestly, yeah, that was a hustler. That was a
he
fucking,
was rising and grinding.
that was a trillionaire mindset. Big ups to him for scamming everyone.
I'm gonna drop.
And
I'm
then
gonna drop.
and then letting the company still exist after he dropped off, and they just kept scamming people too. That was fire.
That was dope. Yeah, actually, that was fantastic.
Big
Huge money
respect.
moves.
That was
Big
dope with the
respect.
capital D.
Dope.
Yeah, no. So
big
like,
big
the current-
money stacker right there.
I just dropped the picture of the infantry
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah.
French. You see what I'm saying here? Like this figure's like this. He made the standard infantry figure, and it was like, "Yep, you're this. You gotta fight. You make this, or you just don't build for my group." This is how it was. And so we don't do that. Almost everything's affordable. We live in a visor renaissance now because our group has made so many waves that people are making the AMA visors again or similar versions, like the ski-on visor from Tanner. And so pretty much everything is attainable now. We're not running off that motto. So if you want to, that's pretty basic overview of how we operate. And so if you want to join, got the Discord, hop in, build some shit, potentially potentially get shit on by one of us if you're a shithead. That's really about it.
We aren't mean
Sounds like
to
a
you
good
if
time.
you
Don't
try
post
though.
gore in the inspiration channel.
No.
Don't post
Yeah.
fucking gore or
Fash
weird
wave.
white
No
nationalist
fash wave.
TikToks.
Or you
Yeah,
could
if
just-
you do that,
or-
we're gonna fucking ban you.
You can just catch me on like a horrible day. Like, do you remember? Y'all remember? I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't name drop him, but there was a dude who, I like the night before I'd gotten just absolutely sloshed and was completely hungover. I woke up at like 8 a.m. Somehow I was just hating my life, and I checked my phone, and I see some dude. I won't name because he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude, but I won't name him. But he just won't shut the fuck up about berets, and I'm just like,
Oh yeah,
I'm just like,
yeah.
he's like DMing me. He's like adding me over and over again. He's like, "Can I have berets for every faction or whatever?" And I'm like, "No,
Also,
no
keep
berets."
in mind, again, big friend of the group. We're not.
No,
hating
he's
on
a
him.
he's a
But he's
cool
also
dude.
never built something for this ever. So
I know.
he was trying
That
to
was-
make a standard, and he's never posted a photo in the group. But
Like, yeah, no, he's like,
Still
I want
hasn't.
berets. I want berets for this. I want berets for this. And I'm hungover. I got like an hour of sleep, and I'm hating my life. I'm just telling him like, no fucking berets. I'm in the army. I hate berets.
his final justification was that he wears berets casually, which was
I know.
pretty
I was like,
Casually.
that was a primary source right there.
And
Bottom
eventually, and this is what I'm saying. Catch me on a bad day. I was so miserable. I was like, all right, you're banned. That was it.
The moral of the story is Ev needs to turn his phone off occasionally.
Oh my god, I need
Ev
to
needs to
follow
put
my
the Trulies
advice.
down.
Ev needs to he's blaming it on the alcohol. He's blaming it on the goose.
It sounds just like any other
Yeah.
Discord moderator in my mind. But
But we do that. That's infrequently. We tend to be nice.
No, for the most part, be cool. There's a lot of cool younger builders, which is really cool to see because it reminds me of when I joined Flickr and everyone was like 5 years older than me, and I was like looking up to them, but also trying to do my own thing. And there's a lot of really good builds, which I think is partially just the amount of inspiration that there is now, and I think there's a bunch of cool pieces out now. And it's super cool to see like a new generation of people like not fucking building World War II or something and just doing kind of what was
Or Star Wars.
doing what was cool when a bunch of bulky tanks were like the only thing you could build, like the brick shelf era.
Oh yeah.
And it's cool. And just don't be a fucking weirdo. Just don't put weird shit in the inspiration channel and you'll be fine.
yeah, it's pretty
Oh
simple.
yeah, like we'll see. Like I like in the last like week, I think I've seen, and this isn't shitting on anyone, but I've just seen some like very subpar builds. But I'm not gonna like dumpster on you for them.
You just
we're welcoming
provide-
you.
And I think if you look in the story leader chat, which is like where the like me and Mike
The cool
and
kids
Everett
hang
hang out and Simon Liu and stuff, it's like even there it's like you're giving pretty harsh criticism to each other because you want, like, Everett's building a helicopter right now. It's like we're kind of shitting on him for it, and it's like you just want the yeah, I mean we're just dunking on him because you want the coolest fucking build to come out of people. It's like,
Yeah,
and I
sure.
think that's what some of the best vehicles and the best scenes and stuff from it have come from, because there's a lot, like there's a ton of really good ideas. And I think like having that many people, kind of this think tank, it's always active because there's people in Europe and here. It's like it's a good mentality to have.
And there's
Mr. Worldwide.
There's some like 200.
Mr. Worldwide, correct.
At the time of recording, there's some like 220 people. We've been getting about like 5 people per day right now, or 3 or 4 people per day. And so it really is always active. I always wake up to a fuck ton of messages. Every time I'm busy, I always have to I'm always checking the phone. But
before you dive into like the storyline of it, Everett, I would like to continue down that path because I was going to bring it up later in terms of like controversial topics, even though it's not so controversial. But you were mentioning Andreas being like kind of a shithead, critiquing people like this is trash.
yeah.
But that was very much the culture on Flickr. But I think it now with it lost on Instagram, we also notice a loss in quality on stuff because people are scared to give honest feedback or critique. And so to hear in World of Darkness that you're shitting on these kids is really refreshing because they need it.
Well,
I phrase it like that to joke, but there really is a point of a culture on Instagram that just kind of like, fire emoji, good shit. And then there's
I think it's a combination of that culture, but also like, it's like not a forum anymore. It's like on social media, you just write one word because it's like
exactly
fucking, the iPhone auto suggests a word, and it's like the 3 things you say to them is like king, and then the fire emoji. And it's like you're just saying that on every fucking photo, and it's like I notice myself doing that to people too. But
I do. I know I'm victim to this.
But for Lego, it's like you used to format, and I just sound like a fucking boomer right now, but it's like you used to format like a description. What do you guys think? And then people would write out. I mean, people like all the old heads that are like a decade older than me are still, drop a few paragraphs and what they think you could do better and stuff. And I think that's what's lacking. I think the interaction's cool on Instagram, and I think the traction you can get is cool. But I think it's like on Flickr, you're gonna get like those fucking essays in the chat.
Well, that's
what they don't like about the turret.
It's really moved over to Discord is what I'm saying. Like you're not going to get good feedback on Instagram. You're going to get it on Discord. But we do in World of Darkness, we have been sure to butt heads with these you talk about new generation of critiques. The fucking kids that will take a picture of your build and like circle like 5 small places and be like, you need to change this. This is bad.
Yeah.
And like
I think there's a big shift away from like the big idea of a build.
I think us 3 personally have been like militantly pushing the idea of like people giving better constructive criticism because all 3 of us are in Rebel Log too, and we see this shit all the fucking time in like the full Hangout chat and stuff where people will do that where they'll just like someone will post like a 48 by 48 really pretty vignette of something like a Star Wars build usually, but then they'll like these people will just screenshot on their phones and zoom in on it and then circle it with like the red marker in the photo editor. And they'll be like, this is a cool build, but like, I think this tile here needs to be like shifted 90 degrees. And it's like, it's nonsense. It's not, it's just a way for you to like hear yourself talk and make yourself think that you have an opinion on something that you have no idea about. And that sounds harsh.
Yeah.
But it like, you used to do that with notes on Flickr. But
yeah, but those were like a supplement to the comments, though.
Yeah, at least, yeah. I don't know what happened, but I guess maybe either because builds got smaller or it shifted away from that culture in general for whatever reason. Maybe old heads were being too mean to newer members, and they resented that. Who knows? All I know is that I think the 3 of us are trying our hardest to bring the culture of like actual real constructive criticism back. We say, this is nice. You have done some very cool things here, and I like the idea, but maybe you can tweak the general idea of the build by like going in this direction. And you give them broad strokes suggestions that could like make them think of a newer, interesting solution instead of being like, this is cool, but like I'm gonna redline your build for you. Like maybe not everyone knows what redlining is, but like in the architecture world, a redline drawing is like when you give something to your boss and he circles other things that are wrong with it and that you have to fix. They're like redlining your drawings. It's like just going through the motions. But we want these kids to like think for themselves as to like what they need for their build, and maybe we give them suggestions, but we don't tell them explicitly what they need to do. We leave that decision in their hands. They could say no, they could say yes. What matters is that they're thinking about it.
Yeah, no, that's the
I
perfect
think
way to go
what
about
I
it.
noticed, me and Spencer, and I can't remember who else it was. There was a third person, I think. Maybe Simon was part of it. But for Rebel Lug, there was like an overhaul of the server in 2020, like fall, and we wrote out because there was like now you had to agree to rules and kind of like when you join, so we didn't just have fucking randos join it. And it was like we wrote out a document of how to give better constructive criticism, and I think the main thing is no one asks anything anymore. It's not like, where do you think this build is going? Where do you think what did you intend with this bit of it? Is this going to be a hillside? And like, what's the scene? What's in your mind? What's the big idea? I think it's a lot more like you look at it, you're like, oh, well, that plate's out of place. I can see some of the red coming through the snot, and then you just fucking circle that and send it. And I think it's useless. It's like you're talking a lot, but you're not saying anything, kind of thing. And I think that is, and there's again, not name dropping, but there's one dude on Rebel Lug and fucking World in Darkness that constantly does that, and will say something and he just does it every time. It's like, you're not adding anything, you're not doing anything.
Like, bigger picture here, it really, I feel like we've agreed that really fucked with a lot of dudes' mentality, to where you have all these, it might be also just the amount of ADHD like your average 12-year-old has, but they're all perfectionists now, because this culture of like, this tile's out of place, and they'll be like, that's why people will build like fucking one build per year, is because they're just sitting there like staring at their builds like, oh my god, my little brick's out of place. Like, motherfucker, I build like one build per week, and it's like, people will, I'll have like these same kids, they'll be like, this is out of place, and I'll just hit them with the like, yeah, well, but it looks fine in the picture, I don't really care, like, you know.
Exactly.
Or like,
Yeah.
I accomplished
think
the big idea.
there's a big trend, and we talked about it, and it's funny, I think maybe it was Mason, friend of the pod, of course, I think said last week, yeah, big shout out, I think he was the one that kind of put the ADHD thing forward, but I'm it's just obnoxious how many people just don't finish builds anymore. And I know this is fucking rich coming from me, who didn't finish a single one of the collab builds from last year, but we got a year, we're good. But it's like there's everything's like scrap ? And it's like a fucking 40-piece rock like experiment. It's like just
the one we all know.
Just finish it. Just finish it. There's like no one ever
kids
wraps shit up anymore. Wrap it up and get going, kind of thing.
Over here, shit on the World in Darkness group. I check your Instagram. You got like one build, and it's a fucking rock that you say scrap underneath.
Bro, you're hating from outside the club. You can't even get in.
Nah, bro.
Got it.
The group's cringe, but like, I get it. You've never built before.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish there was a focus. I know this is another thing we talked about, and again, I think this could kind of segue into World in Darkness and the Purge and a lot of the kind of wargaming stuff, is in two ways. I think people need to do bigger builds, because it kind of pushes you to, you're not thinking about like, how could this be greebled? It's more like, what is the idea of it? And the other thing is, you can do scenes, and then you can just line it up for the photo to look nice, and then destroy it. And it's like only like 50 parts, kind of thing. And I think, I think vignettes kind of took over, and I think it would be cool to see kind of a return to the either photography or kind of display based things, which would never get finished if you're just trying to perfect every like corner of the building.
Yeah, I mean, we would build stuff like back in my day.
Fucking boomer.
we would shut up. We would like build. We would build with the intention to take it to Brick Fair, and like nobody is going to give a shit about a build that's 16 by 16 in a table full of other things that are so much larger. So we all had that intent of like, I want my shit to attract the most uninterested parents and their kids over to my table, because the thing that is on the table in front of them is the biggest and the coolest. Yeah, and like we would build massive things.
As a grind set.
It's a grind set. It is, because we would work all year on like one or two things, maybe show some work in progress throughout the year. At least I would do that. I had like one big thing per year that I would make, plus some like vehicles or whatever. But and then it would be unveiled at Brick Fair, and it was like a really good time. People would come up to you and talk about it. You would talk about their build. You'd get kicked out after Adult Swim started, and you would, I don't know, go to the hotel room and like build minifigures and stuff. It was a good time. So like you made friends that way too. Like someone would come up to you and say, "Hey, dude, I've been seeing work in progress of these things all year, like in little screenshots and stuff. Like it looks really cool in real life." And then you can talk with them, and then like they'd be your friends later, and it was a good time. So
All right,
build
Grandpa,
bigger, and you'll have more friends. Also,
time for
Yeah.
bed, Grandpa. Let's go.
yeah.
Too long didn't read. Old man yells at Cloud because
Yeah,
I don't feel old. I'm not even out of my 20s yet. Please,
you're young
I'm
at
not old.
heart. You just hit mid-20s, bro. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
I'm good.
no, I love what you guys are really doing with World in Darkness, and it's a great point that if you're really looking to expand your skills and get better, Discord really might be the place. You kind of changed my mindset on that and made me realize that that sort of conversation is happening there now. So
Well,
go join
I
World in
think it's
Darkness.
better. I think it's better than Flickr was. This might be a hot take to Toby
I
and
think I
Mike, but
no. I agree. I think
We're all
it's-
about
it
them
is-
hot
it
takes.
is- No, dude, I'm honestly, you kind of, I hated Discord until like a year ago. I was a big Skype head. I would not move on. But no, you're right. I think, and I also think it's like a cross-platform thing now because there's got the you put it on Flickr, you refer it to Discord. Everyone opens a massive HD photo of it and then can talk about it in more of like a chat-based scenario.
I
And
was
think
really just saying even like the whip aspect because it's a lot more conversational, and the fact that it's a community,
exactly.
like, it's not like these exclusive Skype groups we used to have. We have like fucking like 15 people in the Skype group, maybe like 5 of them build, and
Yeah.
you don't really get a lot out of it. Now you've got like 215 people in a server. Everyone can offer their take or get their take.
No,
Yeah.
Amen.
But
Great
and
point.
I think it pretty much just takes all the kind of forum discussion like in groups on Flickr, and it makes it a more immediate kind of handheld version of it.
yeah, taking that
It's
though,
nice.
our World in Darkness Discord server is sick, and we do have a bunch of a world that we've created, which apparently I've learned is unique. This is the real thing. As I always thought, these ideas were not like super original from my perspective because I've seen them before, The Purge and World of Conflict, but like in a sea of just World War II shit, I guess it is. And so Billy, asking about like the lore.
Yeah,
it's
please
all,
dive in.
No, it's all. So I won't dive in too much because it get droning and boring. But the basic idea is the fact that this is I'm in the army, and then I'm a international politics major in college. So this is my shit. And so I've spent like 2 years crafting this kind of world where it's like a 2037 right now, and the Cold War is like still going on, but you got all the future shit, and the Cold War between like the Soviet or the communists and the Western dudes, but in this timeline, alternate history shit, the Soviet Union and China merged together to form one really big country called Eurasia, and then just kind of looking at the ripple effect of that.
That's
And that's
cool.
kind of-
So the Cold War never ended, and they combined powers.
Yeah, so a lot of the group's dynamics and shit in the group, if you read the stories, are all Cold War kind of battles and shit like that, like proxy wars and spying and fucking everything like that.
That's awesome. Man, you might actually get me in on this in a way, as if
Yeah,
I would
no,
build. But
that sounds appealing. And hey, Billy, I know you can build scenes. I see your fig backdrops. They look competent.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
I might
think the other night we
actually
were talking about it'd be cool to see a take like a customizer's take,
like
on
a
some
fig
the
post of it.
standards.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I'm actually thinking
Tanner
about
was
it
doing
now.
something like
Tanner
that.
was
Yeah,
doing some
Tanner's
fig
making
posting.
Tanner. It might be out by the time this podcast, or maybe
I think
not.
he was doing like a Eurasian NCO or something.
No,
which
he's
is pretty
doing that.
cool.
He's doing the fucking Ronin.
Oh, that's right, he is, isn't he?
Really.
Yeah, he's
I did
doing.
not see
we have-
that.
In the group, there's a little standard called the Ronin, which is basically like it's built by this company that's like super high tech compared to everyone else. It's like the Ronin's like an experimental fucking samurai robot person, and it's got all these. It looks like it's got like a katana and shit, but it's also got like I don't know, like a skull face and everything. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, awesome. No, but hearing about the lore, it's actually
It's like
a really great
2012
universe.
Flickr personified.
No, I
Yeah,
love
no,
it.
it's 2012 Flickers. That's the thing that always got me was the lore would just be nonsense. Like it would just be
Yeah, it was pretty
Our
bad.
samurais with laser eyes are better than theirs. Ours makes sense.
no. You shitting on me, but like I remember I talked to Stein. He had his group, everyone like the turmoil
Turmoil or
group,
whatever. Yeah.
turmoil, which was a pretty big group for a storyline group. Had two major builders, and I remember I asked him about the lore, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't know. I just made shit up." Like you know what I mean?
Also,
Like, I'll read-
Once removed friend of the pod, Stein is back. Dutch
Mhm.
legend.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
unfamiliar.
He took a little 7-year hiatus. Yeah, if you saw him, you know who it is.
you'll know who it
he
is.
used to do
You
like
probably-
World War II, and then he
you've
did
seen
Cyberpunk.
him.
Everyone, we all keep plugging his reposts on Instagram now. So if you follow any of us, you will come across him at some point.
Cool. All right, I'll
He
make
just
sure he's in the wrap
graduated.
up.
He's got the Lego room again, so he's back.
Yeah.
Back to building. A
Back
light
at it.
7-year hiatus. Just a light.
Oh, speaking of hiatuses,
That's a real dark age right there.
Speaking of hiatuses, an even longer one actually. Blade Junkie, Luke.
Yes. Oh my god, I needed to mention him
Absurd.
earlier on, but he's the reason we're doing this partially because then Mason reached out as well, but he was like, "Hey, they're all talking about
That is
who
a
could
fucking comeback story if I have ever seen it.
dive deeper in because I've known him about a year now.
Literally, OG World and Conflict Builder, fucking Flickr 2009, 2010, 2011, does the classic move where he decides Legos are lame and he privates everything on his Flickr. Never did fucking again.
He friends only. He friends only.
Friends only day, yeah.
Basically a ghost if you don't follow him. Like this man's gone, and or he doesn't follow you back, and so. And then all of a sudden he just shows up and he's like doing the same shit again with us, but you know what I mean? Like he's back, like he's beaten his demons of hating or of Lego or just like Lego, and now we're back into shit.
Dude, his scenes have been crazy too. He's
Yeah.
I want
No,
to say,
you can tell.
I want to say that I've known Luke the best because I knew him back before his dark age a little bit, and like he was part of the World in Conflict.
Who
group.
are you competing with?
yeah,
I'm
there's
just-
like there's
no,
an
I just-
odd flex.
Not competing. I just want to tell you some. I want to
Yeah, guys, I had a mock pages since the 5th grade, and I know Blade Junkie. So
Fuck you. No, I wanted to give some more lore because I have some pre-Dark Ages lore about like
please.
because like it started around the time that he was in like high school, I guess, and like literally one day he just friends only all of his stuff, followed the people that he liked, and just like did not log into his account for 8 years. It's pretty crazy, and like I actually looked up to him as a younger builder and stuff, and he had like cool robots and stuff. He was always on the Brick Arms forums, being a what you would expect from a Brick Arms forums user in like 2011 and 2012.
Who was also British.
Who was also British.
Nightmare.
Nightmarish. And yeah, he just like one day he just stopped talking to us and he was gone forever. And then like we all remembered him and we all saw his stuff occasionally. Like, yo, you remember Luke? And then like one day he just popped back and he's like, oh my gosh, is this like the World in Conflict group? I'd love to get back involved with this. And then since then we hit it off with him again. And he's still British. But
yeah, we can't hold it against him,
Yeah.
but also
He's cool.
That's one you can't cure, but
If we're gonna talk about fucking curses on this server, bro, the British people will drive me crazy. I don't.
they
so
bounce
so
off each
horny,
other.
so ridiculously horny. It's fucking crazy.
We're really talking about it now.
They're horny in the Lego war geopolitics group. It's insane. They know no
They-
bounds.
Yeah,
They're
we have,
literally-
down bad.
Down
I
bad.
had to like ban.
Truly
I had to
down
ban
bad.
Horny- I had to ban horny posting because I just kept seeing it. I'm like, yo, this is my fucking
was
Lego.
absurd.
This is my Lego like storyline group, and you're literally down bad in it. Like, please,
Yeah.
please, just
We have
Who's
one
else?
asking about berets, one who has nonstop been posting inspiration, Luke. It's a great time, really. We need to create a British
It really
containment
is.
chat. That
it really
reminds me.
was great until they all started talking to each other. Like all of them realized each one of them were British, and they were like, just
Oh
kept
no, you
referencing-
can't let them unionize like
that's-
that. That's it.
That's,
They
that's
kept
the
ref-
that's the ketamine channel we'll put him in.
They kept referencing like British shit. I was like, bro, please just shut up. Like, that's what I said. I was like, please shut the fuck
We
up.
keep asking
I
for
know-
a British faction.
Oh,
keep asking for
gosh.
one.
They're
Really?
gonna have only knives. Like, what are you gonna do?
every single
On,
day I get at least every time a British person joins the server, without fail, they will ask me if they can make a British faction. I'm like, no, like, no, you're not getting a British faction. And I always tell them like the Britain is dead. It doesn't exist in this game.
Yeah, not to mention
Vaguely related.
Yeah, go ahead, Toby. Sorry.
I ordered a shirt a couple weeks ago. It was from a British person. He took forever to fucking send it, and he kept giving me excuses and shit. And you're supposed to send it within like 4 days on the site I bought it from. And he eventually sent it. And he's like, to make up for this, I'll send you a bunch of UK candy. And I was like, motherfucker, that is not what I want. I'm like, you're giving me shit. It's like out of this 3 weeks ago, and you're just gonna give me shitty candy as the to make up for it. I was like, all right, buddy.
All right,
It's
dude,
like
thank
kind
you.
of melted chocolate that made it through customs. I was like, thanks.
It's just your shirt, fish, no chips, just
yeah. It's oily. You already know we dropped a 3-star on him. It's cool.
Oh, brutal.
Brutal shit.
man.
No, I think we should get off this topic before we spend an hour alone talking about it. We still need to talk
Shitting
a
on
little bit
British
more
people.
in depth about the lore, I want to say.
You want to talk more about the lore? All right.
Bro, I don't know. What else do we talk about? I mean,
Well, we could talk about the fact that there's all the controversies we've had in the server in the 4 months it existed. I think
Oh,
it's
Please, let's
I
dive
think
in.
let's talk about that.
you know, I am a drama bitch. I love it. I really do love it.
You are so
Um,
fucking messy, dude.
I am a
Let's
messy. I am
for
a messy bitch.
the drama. Let's for the
But
drama.
we did have. Hopefully, this is old news by the time this podcast airs. But we had a recent just war of the meme pages, which really was just funny. It really was just entertaining to me. No one else liked it, but I was a big fan. For some reason, I don't know what we've done so far aside from ban people that post gore on our inspiration channel, but we
It
just
pissed someone
pissed
off.
off the right like group of 14-year-olds who all just decided that our group
We were
is cringe
cringe.
and that they hate us. And it's been a fun ride. It really has been a fun ride.
I want to thank the Academy.
It just you love to see that 14-year-olds will still like be in your DMs saying like, I have your IP address. I'm going to turn your power off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was saying to Everett. I didn't know about that, but I really love that insults and threats never made it past like 2009 Modern Warfare 2 lobby insults.
Yeah, pretty
Like-
much.
Like my dad owns Microsoft kind of bullshit, and I do love to see that turning someone's power and their internet off as like a threat that they where they live is still a viable tween.
He said, like, I got that DM and I was like, just laying in bed and I was like, all right. I hit with the like sick bro.
Laying in bed at some fucking at some military facility in Oklahoma, like, all right, bro,
Do it.
go ahead, turn the lights off, see what
Turn
happens.
the lights up, please.
Please go
No,
ahead.
no,
I dare you.
really, the real story of that is the fact that he's threatened to turn my power off, and I was doing some shit for the military where I had to like sleep in a conference room every day, and this conference room had fucking motion censored lights, so like I'd just be laying in bed just waiting for them to turn off every night, and so he's threatening me like I'm gonna turn your power off, and I'm like please, like
Please.
Go ahead,
Like, turn it off.
please,
Please do
fucking
this.
do
Oh
it,
my
dude.
god, do me the favor.
Like I'm
Fucking-
like an expert at going to bed with the fucking lights on now because I was forced to just sleep like that every night.
Bro,
Such adversity
Instagram
you
fig
face.
posters tapped into the Oklahoma power grid.
They're holding
that's
it
what-
hostage over being banned from a Discord server.
They're tapped in with their fucking Fash Wave TikToks ready.
It was my fault though because I saw this. The person that threatened this was like posting like anti-wid memes, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna look at his account, and I saw he posted like he was the person the scrap of like 40 pieces, and I just commented like this is just shit, which is inviting all that comes on me, but I wasn't
Yeah, you
wrong.
a bitch for that one. I'll be honest.
You are a bitch for that one.
That
However,
is true. No, that was
I-
me being a drama bitch. That was
I
me
will
being a
say,
drama bitch.
it is very funny that all this drama was started over about 100 likes. I think the memes that were posted got a grand total of like 100 likes in a 2-day span. Probably not from 100 unique accounts
But
either.
they're on the come up though. It's an
On the
entrepreneurial
come up.
mindset.
Right,
They're
right.
coming
No,
up.
they're rising and
Yeah.
grinding on these memes. Like you
This
gotta
is
Yeah.
a money
respect the
mentality.
hustle.
Yeah.
They were.
Stay tuned.
It embodies money mentality, and
This is
again,
a big things coming kind of month.
We say
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Toby has said it once. I have to say it. I'm contractually obligated to say it. I don't see how you're hating from outside the club. You can't even get in.
Damn straight. and I
Thanks,
put
Sean.
them.
That
I
note.
put that on the little.
What about the
kitties.
UFA?
Oh, we do
Oh,
need to
yeah,
the
controversy.
UFA
there.
has been my favorite controversy. So we have a group. I made a faction called the Union of Free Africa, right? Because the real thing you never see in any of these storyline groups is an African faction or any representation whatsoever.
You do, but they're like the backwards rebels.
Yeah, but they're like the backwards rebels, or they're like the fucking corporation. So I made the UFA for some African representation. It's the most advanced military in the world. It's a sick fucking country, a sick story, like a sick lore. And but daily, because the Union of Free Africa, like geographically, is in South Africa, like the southern reaches of Africa, which if you don't know the history, like up until like 1995, South Africa was ruled by an apartheid government run by the whites in the country, where the white people basically just absurdly like oppressed and fucking stripped the rights away from like all the black people in the country. It really was horrible until like 1995. So your fucking parents probably like were like in their 20s during this.
A year
So-
before I was born, basically.
Yeah,
Like
no,
in
it's-
our lifetimes, more or less.
it was absurd. And so, but by that nature, the South Africa's got a pretty big white population. But by that nature of it being so recent, and so like fucking controversial, I was pretty firm on just the fact that no, I really don't want to see you putting all your UFA soldiers. I don't want to make all your fucking Union of Free Africa soldiers be white. Like, I'm sorry, like it's just not. Ain't gonna fly with me in my attempts at making a representative country. But at least every day for like the last since the group was made, we get hit with the why can't I make my UFA soldiers white? It's just really baffling. Like I'm like no, like and of course I'll be like, oh, like they're not. There's it's all the little semantical reasons, but at the end of the day it's like no, I want my African representation of my fucking group, and you can't just whitewash all of them.
Yeah. It is pretty incredible how much pushback that has gotten.
It really is
That is weird. Like you could just pick any
That
other
and
faction.
berets have been the ultimate
The
tension
real
point.
controversy.
Well,
I also
Berets.
like that the beret was at the end of the day. It seemed like the entire reason he wanted to have characters with them was because he wore berets in real life, which is
Respect.
an awesome reason to make a
Respect.
fucking Lego figure.
Yeah,
Respect.
yeah.
Big ups to him for that one.
You got a
He's
sig
just
figure,
bringing
bro.
his own. Yeah, he's bringing the fits into the build, and I respect that.
When's
but,
the hype beast faction coming
those-
out then?
Yeah, we've actually been working on a bathing ape.
Oh,
Yeah.
word?
Rick
Word?
Owens.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, it's a
Um,
collab.
Yeah,
It's a collab, yeah.
Yeah,
Shit.
so we're getting
Rick
those
Owens.
printed pretty soon.
After we
I've got
finish,
I've got a
After we
faction
finish
that
the
wouldn't
Very.
fuck-
Hold up. Let me throw this out. Let me throw this out real quick before we
Take
get
the
off
mic. Take the mic,
fucking-
Toby.
The custom printed fashion stuff. Me and Logan Lego, who you guys might or may not know,
Never heard of him.
he and I. If I link it, you'll know who it is.
I'm kidding.
He and I. Oh, okay. So we're doing a Chief Keef pad printed figure pretty soon. So stay
No
tuned.
way.
Stay tuned. Yeah.
That's
I
actually
think we're
sick
gonna
as
steal some
fuck.
pad printers from Amazon, and then
Yeah, that whole scam is
Do that.
so baffling to me.
yeah.
Oh, so you're
We're
gonna
just
print it
pull
yourself?
a little. Yeah, because you can. Actually, no, we won't drop the methods on here. But we also been designing. I've been in the program that I designed shit for school in. We've also been designing a hairpiece for him, so we can get those accurate dreads.
Dude.
So stay tuned. It's gonna have that kind of collectible packaging. We have some
You know-
blister packs for it.
Dude, it'll make it to the
Stay tuned.
copper drop.
Toby, here's the thing
Absolutely.
with the making fucking dreads for figures is I'm gonna see that shit. If you produce those like mass wide, I'm gonna start seeing dreads on figures all the fucking time
Oh yeah.
from these fucking racist.
So-
kids. I'm just gonna.
Just a white girl in Bali figure.
It's gonna be. It really is gonna be baffling.
Toby has this uncanny ability to make something, and then legions of teenagers will start doing
Oh
the
my
same
God.
thing.
They'll follow
Something that's also
Toby's,
not even that good normally.
they'll follow Toby's personal Instagram, and then they'll start like acting and posting like him.
No. That I can't. No, hold up. I can't even shit on that because I don't have a Lego Instagram. I used to be able to shit on it when I had a Lego Instagram, but I don't have anywhere else to follow me, so that makes sense now. But the
No,
people,
but they'll
people
just,
that
like,
were following Max's private Instagram, that was sus.
Sus for
That's
that
a
one.
little 2017 throwback for you guys.
So Toby, what is it like to be so popular and have these simps?
I don't know. It's alright. Actually, a lot. I don't know. there's actually I've made some good friends from it, like Jackson, aggressively Canadian. I don't know if he's a
Yeah.
friend of the pod.
Oh
but
yeah, sure.
friend of the World in Darkness group. It was
Friend
literally
of.
like the Mike. It was literally a Michael to Brolug moment in like May of last year. He like sent. I had like blocked him or something. He sent me this thing like along the lines of like, dude, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to rip off your build, blah, 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 this whole thing. And I was like, it's cool. It's like, just build your own thing. And then now we're cool. And he used my signature photoshopped onto a scholarship application as a mentor. So we're on good terms.
Very
But
cool.
yeah, Toby, you
Yeah,
really have
we-
built and developed him.
I know we got him some money for college. It's all good. But yeah, no, it's cool. There's honestly, I really do think it's like, I think I copied a lot of people when I joined, but like I think just credit people. I think that's the other thing. It's like people will not back down and be like, no, okay, maybe I got inspired by something else. It's like that's okay to be like inspired by something. You
It
just
fosters
say it.
better community.
Like
The real baffling part was someone literally recreating your build part for part and posting it in the fucking.
that was fucking insane. That was one of the, honestly, I've never had that much respect for someone. I don't even remember how I built that. And from one photo, he recreated that entire cyberpunk scene that I did. And if you guys think like we're like slicing it and we're really like blowing it up, I mean, literally part for part. It's
No,
fucking
he
crazy.
had
Some
He had
Russian
a
dude
dead-on recreation of your
in
build.
the Iron Builder chat, and I just responded. I was like, "Damn, respect." And he's like, and he like didn't know why I was saying that. I was like, "Dude, I built that." yo, hold on. We gotta grab the screenshot for that for the
Oh, yeah.
the
I
Instagram.
Please, I
send it,
have to
but
see that. That is
I can
insane.
send it to you. I have it on my
truly
phone.
absurd. Truly absurd.
Yeah.
That is like
insane.
surreal. Like what?
I saw a picture of it. At first, when I saw it, I thought it was like this kid taking one of Toby's photos and passing it off as his own. Like, people have done that before.
I thought it was my photo. I thought that
Yeah,
was something I forgot
exactly.
that I took.
Yeah, 100%. Like,
That shit was crazy.
sometimes you see that. Like, I remember sometimes people would like take photos from other Flickr accounts and repost them, thinking that people would not notice that it's not their build.
Oh, that's
but
the funniest. Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. But this kid just did. He did art. He did like art forgery, but for Lego.
Yeah.
In
Also,
an
to be
insanely
clear,
accurate
we're also
way.
not shitting on this kid. He did not say that he designed it. He fully was like, "Oh yeah, I was just rebuilding this to learn techniques and stuff." We're not shitting on this. It was
Oh,
very
that's even
impressive
huger
recreation.
respect.
Oh no, it was. There was no attempt to say this was his build. He just was like, "Oh, I like this build," and then he just did it 1-to-1. And I was very like down to the figure posing and shit. It was crazy. It was absurd.
That's actually so
yeah.
cool though, because like you would see that sort of dedication
It was kinda cool.
to the craft for like painting and traditional
Holy
art,
shit.
where it's like, oh yeah, well, I'm learning about some artist, whatever, and then you,
Rembrandt.
yeah.
I think you see it in customs
Pollock.
too. In the custom.
Oh yeah, sure, like the mods and stuff, and people.
It's like I think it's something you really hone, like a skill, like just through repetition, and you pretty rarely see that actually in Lego. Normally, it's like, oh, the mantle for this tank or the engine idea was from so and so, but you pretty rarely see like a recreation. So when you do actually see it, it's pretty cool. I think
Yeah,
maybe,
no, that
maybe
is
a cool
pretty cool.
contest or something.
when they're
like,
doing it so consciously
Yeah.
to gain the knowledge of like what techniques you're using,
Yeah.
that is really awesome.
What's like you guys know Ryan Howinger? I don't know what their Instagram is.
I know Ryan. I don't know.
What's their last name?
It was like
Mike, do you
Ryan
know
Howard.
what the last name-
Howard her.
Oh yeah, I know
That's
what
it.
you're talking
And they always post let me go look what they put. It was like they would do once a week maybe, and then they'd post like the answer on the alternate Sunday or something. And they would post some like it would look like maybe it would only fit in like a 4x4x4 box or something, but it had some crazy technique to make it look how
Oh
it
yeah,
did.
that.
And then you would tag them and be like, "Oh, this is how I think you did it." And I think that's a really cool kind of like learning exercise as well.
Yeah, very very interesting stuff.
We'll find that. We can throw that in the
Yeah, I think
about. I
Edward
replied
yeah,
to
yeah.
in the WID chat. I replied to The
Yeah, I see
screenshot.
it. Yeah, I posted that a while ago now. It seems, but
Yeah,
very
that's
impressive
crazy,
stuff.
man.
What else can we talk? What other
Many
are there
are
any other
talking about
controversies in the group that we haven't
Oh yeah,
covered?
please. I want to hit all the controversies, or even if they're
Yeah, Billy
more
and Everett are
widespread.
some messy bitches, bro. You
See,
guys are
I'm
living
not,
for
no,
this.
no. See, I'm not the messy bitch myself. I just love, indulging in
fostering it.
everyone else's messiness.
I see.
Oh
I
my
see.
god.
It's like reality TV.
Of
Yeah,
course,
so-
of course.
Billy is like the host of Real Housewives here, just like asking us
I'll
questions he
instigate it.
knows
I'll instigate it.
is going to set us off. Yeah,
It's good content.
There is like an absurd amount of kids who are just like, if we're going to talk about real controversies, this isn't really a controversy, but the amount of kids who are just like,
No, you can
who
actually
just,
leave
like,
this in.
who will pick, yeah, I'll leave this all in, whatever. Who will post fucking like the Bosnian Wars or something, and then just be like, this is base. I love Bosnia or some shit like that. Like what?
Bosnia, friend of the pod.
No, it's not even that.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, the Balkans, huge friend of the pod.
It's like it'll always be like the Balkans, and it's like posting photos from the aesthetic of the Yugoslav wars where people were just getting massacred every day. Like,
yeah, they'll post like more or less like anime music videos of the Bosnian War, and it's insane to me.
it really isn't that.
Yo, guys, you want to see this? You want to see this Lil Uzi edit of these UN peacekeepers being killed?
Yeah, exactly.
It's insane.
It's like, bro, do you want to see this rocket strike on Belgrade set to like, I don't know, Sabaton or something like that?
With vaporwave
the
filter
Filters on it, yeah.
Yeah, bro, put that VHS filter. That shit'll make it look vintage. Let's act like it didn't happen 20 years ago.
Literally before some of literally in our lifetimes, and sometimes
Dude,
most of the
DVDs
people-
existed at that point. It's cool.
yeah,
Well, it's just like the
they
fact
did,
that,
yeah.
It's like basically what amounts to it is the fact that like this like absurd historical trauma has just been whittled down to just Lego kids posting it with a vaporwave aesthetic and just being like, this is epic.
I do think to a certain extent though, I think everyone kind of partakes in that.
Oh,
in Lego,
yeah,
it's
I
like,
mean, like
you are
100%.
doing some sort of scene where it's like, oh look, like even the I guess less so something like World of Darkness because it's not real, but even that it's some sort of.
There's like a degree of separation between like posting like
it's
literal gore or people getting like
no, I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm saying there is some sort of not glorification, but some sort of
we're all building
aesthetic rip of combat, and I think
we're all
that takes.
building.
But I mean, you also have to have a it's like the video game shit, where boomers are always like, this is why they shot up their school, but it's like you have to have some healthy.
You need to like understand that like
what you're doing.
That like
you can build a cool anime tank and not want people to be killed.
You'll just like make your like Lego figure be like someone who just like killed like 5 people like the day before or some shit. Not calling anyone out there, but and then just look at this controversy. Or the most baffling figure I was remembering earlier was the kid who made the blood or the Crip. I don't know, one of those.
God.
Oh yeah, fucking. I don't remember who
great.
that was, but so funny, so funny.
So I'm like,
it was just so many levels of separation on that. Like this is what a gangbanger looks like, right?
Someone that has only ever heard.
He locks his door when the panhandler walks by.
Yeah, exactly. If he even has panhandlers, probably in the suburbs.
Some guy in like the suburbs of Georgia would be like, here's my gangbanger figure, guys. Like this is it.
Very funny. I can't remember who posted that, but that one cracked me up.
That one actually was.
They wear the headbands, right?
Yeah,
what?
Yeah. They were headbands. I've seen a '90s rap video once or
twice. They hold
their
gun sideways. I've seen a Tupac vid.
I love
funny.
the Boondocks. Love it.
No, I really like that one. The kid that'll say that. I'll be like, I really like that one character, the uncle character. Yeah, he's really cool. He's really fun.
I knew you were gonna say, Uncle Ruckus. He and I line up a lot in our political views. No one's gonna fucking listen to this episode. This shit sucks. This shit's like the short bus just fucking hanging out.
Literally just talking just nonsense. Y'all remember that fucking Bloods character? Yeah, that's crazy. These kids are wacky nowadays. It's just
Old Man Yells at Cloud, the podcast.
It's been a lot more banter than Bricks, but I called it from the beginning. I told you this is going to be it, but
this is
I think
this is what you get for bringing the free fucking best dudes in the Lego community on podcasts. You get
They've been
Word,
called
fuck
the
you.
cum
You're a bitch for
town
saying
of the
that.
Lego community.
What? What, Michael?
I said,
Yeah, we'll have to throw a picture in for that one.
I said, they've been called the cum town of the Lego community. Welcome onto the podcast, the World in Darkness admins.
notable for like
We
picking
gotta,
fights with 14-year-olds on Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, one of us
that's
has
fucking,
been.
that's you.
That's
That's
you.
me.
No,
Fuck you.
I think on a serious note, if we're talking about kind of younger builders, and this is a little bit banter, a little bit brick, I think that was so fucking stupid. No. Try to say no. It's like a little bit serious, but it is related to Lego.
No. We're keeping that
just
shit in.
fucking-
It's a little bit of brick, a little bit
No,
of
no.
banter.
Yeah, it is. It fucking listen. It's like you can be cool. Liking Lego is cool. You can like
yeah.
nerdy things, and it can be cool. Me and Mike talk about this all the time. He has a good fucking anecdote for this. But I think a lot of the shit will be like, oh, can you like send a picture of what you're building right now? And they'll be like, I can't. I'm in school. I'm embarrassed. Don't be fucking embarrassed. To any of the younger listeners,
Oh, that is whack.
do not. It is corny. That shit is lame. Like what you like. Don't be weird, but like what you like, and
Or
just
be weird. I don't know.
liking
Good
it is
things-
cooler.
Good
Don't
things-
be strange. You can be weird,
You know,
but
Yeah.
liking something
Listen up to
nerdy
Uncle Toby
can
right
be
now.
cool. You don't have to. Yeah. There's not
Uncle
Ruckus, though.
Toby.
You can-
Not Ruckus, but Uncle
you can
Toby.
you can liking something is cool. What the fuck am I trying to say? I'm having like a stroke. Sorry. You liking something nerdy is cool. You don't have to like something in spite of it being nerdy. You know what I mean? You have
Yeah,
to like
yeah.
I do cool things, but also build Lego. Just building Lego can be cool. Just care about it. You can
Yeah,
you
people
can
And
like-
having distinct and unique interests like that, you'll see it as you get older. They're like, oh,
Exactly.
this is cool. Like, I love meeting somebody and they tell me a hobby that I never knew existed. That is my favorite thing.
And that niche to us it seems so everyone knows about oh yeah I know about snot, I know about all this shit. It's like because everyone is so absorbed in this for the last 5-10 years of their life.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
to someone who's never heard about this, just being passionate about that and caring about it, people will like it.
Mhm.
For sure. I
Yeah,
touched on that
it
topic
can
with
bring you-
who was it? Nate's minifigs. We kind of discussed it, and the way I broke it down
He's a cool
was
guy.
yeah, no, he's really awesome. Just be about it, but you don't have to be that kid that's like, oh, that's the Lego kid, where it's like everything that comes out of your mouth is Lego this, Lego that. Like if that's you, and
I
that's
think
what
that's
you
what I meant by
discussed,
don't be weird.
right? Yeah, that's the differentiation. Is like you don't have to shy away from
And it-
discussing it or sharing these things, but you don't have to make it every single conversation you have. That's when it,
And I think it's like that with
alienates you.
anything, even something. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I
and
think
it goes-
even something
that
that's,
applies for
more-
anything.
More of a normal hobby.
Yeah,
More
like-
even something like you like cars, or you like
Yeah,
welding,
yeah.
or cycling or some shit. It's like
Yeah, I don't
just
want to hear about
be
your fucking
the
car,
blank
please.
guy. Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah,
you
you
pay
bring, like,
$60 in
green-
gas when you got to fill it up because you got this 1980s gas guzzler. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
At least I
No,
spend
I-
$80 a
I'm
pop
with that.
on plastic bricks.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I make war criminals.
Yeah.
Listen, you know, it can bring you to so many great places. I mean, you know, you could just do a lot.
Yeah,
Having a unique hobby can be really helpful in a lot of ways. You know, you just
Have a creative outlet.
you could always
It's cool.
what
Have a creative
Some of my
outlet.
best friends are from Lego.
you know you
Yeah,
could always
yeah,
or you could,
literally.
you could always you hit someone. You know, like building Lego is fun. Everyone likes to build Lego. You just hit them with that, or
I also
you
think
meet a lot of good people.
maybe Mike can relate to this, but you know, every fucking person in architecture, because I'm also an architecture student, is you know, you ask them like it's like that first day of the semester kind of thing. How'd you get into architecture? Oh, I liked Lego as a kid.
All of
kinda
them
thing.
say that.
But it's like, but yeah, everyone says that. It's like,
Everyone
no,
fucking
you
says
can
that.
still be about it. I didn't like Lego as a kid. I like Lego yesterday. Like,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
I like Lego
Exactly.
right now.
I tell that, like, even my friends now at work and in grad school, I say that, like, yeah, like, I like Legos too. I'm like, no, you don't get it. Like, they'll ask me, so, like, Michael,
You
what do
don't
you do
you
in
don't
your-
get it.
Like, what do you do in your spare time? And I'm like, and the first question I asked back to them is like, how much time do you have to talk about this? Because you better have at least 2 hours. but like usually I just leave it there because like we're at a party and I don't want to like take up all their time and stuff. But like, yeah, no,
Anyway,
like,
I built
everyone's
these
like,
Native Americans living in a Timothy McVeigh style building.
No,
I can go into the lore if you'd like.
Huge inspiration. Friend of the pod.
Yeah.
Friend of
Huge
the pod.
native. These are the native pod friend of the pod.
No, you can. It's a great fucking literally everyone likes Lego. You know, that's how it be. Like you can hit someone up on fucking Tinder and say you want to build a Lego set, and you will they'll probably say yes.
Yes.
Like that's how it be.
Big facts.
Yeah.
Big facts.
Big facts.
Everyone likes building Lego.
Everyone likes.
It
building
doesn't.
Lego.
You don't have to be the guy. You don't have to explain the origins of native POC. But everyone wants to build a little Lego Porg or a Lamborghini or
Oh
something.
yeah,
It's
it
cool.
fucking takes you to many places from experience.
Be about it.
Yo, Toby, that was oddly specific. Is the Lego poor getting you pussy? Is that what this is about?
That's not Toby. That's fucking me.
That's him.
Everett, take it
It
away.
was
bro.
Everett actually.
The real story here is the fact that I ddid hit a girl up on Tinder and asked her when to build a Lego set, and then we built the Porg.
He's so excited to tell
No
the story.
shit.
Ev has been waiting to talk about this for the last hour and a
I
half.
can tell, you're fucking hinting at it, you fucking loser. Yeah, like it could take you places. Like, can someone please just segue into my story, please?
Please let me talk about the time that I smashed over a Lego
God,
set. Please,
Can I talk about the first grade teacher, please?
please.
Literally the best, literally top 10 things I've done. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should have just like gifted her the Lego set to take back to the classroom.
I really can't be stopped.
No.
Big shout out to Kobe. He's a newer builder. Who that boy on Instagram or Bui. He got into this probably like late March, early April, and he has made a lot of progress. He just liked something on Instagram and it made me think of it. But super cool guy. Fucking shout out, friend of the pod. Once removed.
Yes. Shout out, I guess, to Crazy in our Discord. The only true supporter of the faction that I created in World of Darkness, and he's a cool dude for that.
Give us the Aku lore.
So yeah, after I'm done shouting out Crazy, of course. But I guess we didn't ever talk about like our current project for that. We've talked about so much banter that we missed out on actually talking about the bricks. And so shout out Crazy. Thank you for supporting the Aku vision. Anyway, so like after we did our little Operation Cachuayo contest, we decided that we're going to introduce some new factions, and they're in the form of corporate factions. So that by the year 2030, whatever, there's probably going to be a lot of entities in the world that end up with private security forces and become akin to something like the East India Company was in like British colonial times. It's like a company that like owns land, it like owns countries and shit. So we have like the corporate summer thing. So we have two factions, Ansui and Aku. Ansui is Ev's faction, and it literally means dark water in Japanese. He stole the name from the Purge faction, Dark Water. Huge simp. Ev is a huge simp for Andreas, as you can tell. Me myself, I created this faction Aku partnership, and Aku means wealth in I believe Yoruba. And they're a faction based out of what would probably be one of the largest countries in the world, Nigeria at the time. So yeah, we have corporate factions and they're warring now, and it's fun. It's a good
sick.
time.
It is sick. It's a good, like the Mike's faction's like a fucking like a big old like a Panama Papers kind of deal, where all the fucking really shady, all the politicians don't really know what they do like as a corporate product. And then my corp's like the Google fucking Alibaba, just the biggest corporation in the world. Unlimited money, unlimited
if Amazon
resources.
had guns.
If Amazon,
This is very
Google and Alibaba combined, and
very
then
contemporary, following the Haiti events of the last few days.
Oh,
I know
yeah,
that's probably
yeah.
gonna be pretty old.
that was
It's gonna be
really-
old news by the time this drops. But yeah, like we fucking predicted that dude getting clapped in Haiti. I'm gonna just say it right now.
Fucking
Who was it?
Finally, we've had
That's a corpo summer if I've ever seen.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Billy. Like 2 days ago, or when this podcast airs, like a month ago in Haiti, a dude got the president was assassinated by 4 fucking mercenaries from the the United States.
Holy
Which
shit!
basically is the corporate wars plot we have going on.
it literally is, yeah,
Gosh.
like
Yeah.
assassinations by government paid assassins. Some when like the failed coup in Venezuela happened, where like some mercenaries came on like a tugboat and like peed their pants and they got caught by a fisherman. It's like
Yeah.
that, but cooler, I guess.
In that order.
Yeah,
in that
it's
order,
like that, but the people involved are just not like absurdly horrible at everything they do.
yeah. So
Yeah.
people are responding positively to it so far. Luke has a huge hard on for Ansui. He loves.
Yeah, he's the
he
leader of
loves
that
it.
section.
I'm hoping Crazy or Will. I'm hoping he another younger builder who is really good. He's gotten like a lot better in like just like 3 months. I'm hoping he is to Aku what Luke is to Ansui, and I hope he really takes it away because we are not with the bricks right now. But
I will be with the
yeah,
bricks
I hope to
tomorrow.
see some Aku extended lore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
need
hope
to
you're
see
working on the
you.
fucking Brick Fair collab, bro.
Yes, exactly. I'll be working on that. Like I said, I'll be with the bricks tomorrow, and against my fiance's wishes, I will be bringing them back to the crib, and be working on them until Brick Fair, which is probably going to be a week ago when this airs.
Once this is posted, yeah. I got to
Yes.
start working on my
fuck.
collab
I
piece on Sunday.
Oh, for what?
Oh yeah, Billy,
Uh,
I wanted to mention that I knew about this.
Yeah, through Mason.
wasn't
Wait,
sure.
you can talk about it now because this is going to be after Brick Fair.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
photos will have been up and everything.
Yeah.
I'm like an official, unofficial member of the Chuglug Boys, so it's ironic because I don't fucking drink.
Or build.
Or build, yeah. No, that's actually a terrific point. Terrific point. But I mean, for the majority,
Can't chug and doesn't look.
some bricks, some banter, no chug, no lug. But
Yeah, this kid can't fucking hang. Damn.
Loser.
But yeah, it's like a underwater city APOC sort of meme. There's zombies,
I was just
survivors,
texting
and
Christian
shit.
about this.
Yeah, no, Christian's builds coming together real good.
Christian's section looks
Oh, is
amazing.
Christian a part of this? 'Cause he's been sending me
yes.
that shit,
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I'll go down the
Oh,
list of
That
who's
crazy
in it.
skyscrapers for this.
Mason.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Mason, Christian, Redacted, Clue, whatever you call them about nowadays. Jeremy contributing something.
Nice.
Who
nice.
else? Danny, Pro
Maryland
Snowboarder.
legend. Big respect.
Maryland legend. Also, we Mason roped in TK 1776 Colin from Instagram
Ooh, for
into
fingers.
contributing a few things. He's not really part of the group dynamic at all, but he'll be there to collaborate, so that's going to be fun. And yeah, it's like
Very
this
cool.
underwater city. There's like a huge, nice little layout. Mason is the mastermind behind it all and gave everyone plotted it all out, told everyone what's the deal. And it's going to
Of
be
course,
pretty big
OG.
because at first I was looking at the plans and, it's like, there's like square plots, right? And I'm like, all right, cool. That's like a 16
Yeah.
by 16. And I have one plot of land. I'm like, I could totally nail that. And then
They're
I
really
realized
48s.
that they're 32s by 32s. And I'm like, oh,
You're in the big leagues now.
that's
You're in
a
the big
lot
leagues.
of building.
Yeah.
You in the big leagues.
Yeah, but so I got to start on that. I have literally no inspo. I'm just starting on Sunday.
Hold
We'll
on,
see how that
it's in
goes.
it's in like 3 weeks.
Yeah. No, that's plenty of time, bro.
It is. It really
I
is.
believe you, because that's how I build. But
He's
And I
got
got
a
this-
fucking money mindset, bro.
Yeah, I'm
Stick
rising. I'm
around.
gonna be rising and grinding on this, bro. There's no way I'll
Every day.
No way I miss.
No doubt.
No way
It's
you can
every
lose.
day, bro.
Oh my god! Don't
It's
you
every
fucking
day.
bring that in here.
holy shit!
But I
Podcast
got this
fucking
other mock
shifted.
too,
You're
but,
summon
which I
Miles.
don't even like at this point. I'm turning back. I realized I wasn't actually facing the mic because I'm actually staring at this mock, but I don't even like it much at this point. But I got to bring it because this was the results of quarantine and what, in my mind, jinxed Brick Fair 2020 to not even happen. So that'll be
Okay.
there as well.
I like to imagine you were just saying that COVID jinxed 2020 Brick Fair not to happen and not your build.
No,
Which
it's
is
totally
true.
my build.
That
Totally
was
my
Totally
build,
your
bro.
build.
the way I heard that was not funny when it came out, but the way I Sorry. As
What's
you
You
were-
are not funny,
uh,
Toby.
What's your collab between Toby and Michael. What you guys got
Okay.
going on?
Two things. This again is going to be after, so it kind of sucks that we can't shout it out. But there will be a World in Darkness vehicle display, hopefully.
Sweet.
Next
So
year,
we're gonna have
actually
hopefully
display.
some shipped. Yeah, legit display next year, but hopefully
Right, because you guys
that's
are
an
talking to
actual shout-out
Simon
for
to have him to ship the stuff, right?
2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, Simon
trying to
might
get
send a
Peter
couple of
Guy Smiley.
Kilos. Yeah, we're trying to get some of his tanks and little not an APC. He did like an armored truck or something. And then
Big friend of the
me
pod.
and
Friend of the pod.
Guy Smiley.
huge
Peter.
friend of the pod, big fan. And so for me and Mike, and this is actually
And?
expanded. So it was me, Mike, and George at the beginning of quarantine. It was George Stanka Fajita, or Fajita, my bad. Michael and I, we had this bizarre, like kind of Studio Ghibli Miyazaki thing going on, and a lot more. It kind of expanded the inspiration where it came from.
Sort
but,
of similar to that
he's like-
build you had the last event that went on. The one you had,
yeah,
Toby?
kind of. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, correct. So we're doing kind of. So we're doing floating islands, and also I think Jordan. Is
Yes,
it Justin
Jordan
or
Wolfman. Jordan is.
Yeah, Jordan Wolfman's doing he's doing clouds and a tugboat for it now. So we're doing like this flying, floating island kind of whimsical thing. And it's you'll just have to see it. It is
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to explain, but we're doing like a little homestead. Michael did like a Peking
Town
duck
Island.
restaurant.
Yeah, Peking Duck
I
restaurant.
did like I did like a little,
ramen
that
shop.
little ramen bar is for it.
A lot of
That,
the things we've been posting
that
in
thing
the
with the
past
huge
year.
dome. Yeah.
A lot of things we've posted in the
Yes, pretty
last
much everything
year
is
are
for
going
this.
to be for that.
That
And it's
sounds
gonna be
really cool.
huge. And that's
So-
what I'm bringing down. I'm transporting
Yeah,
to the
stay
crib
tuned.
to work on it while I live here, and then this and the grill will be coming to Brick Fair with me.
Shout
Speaking
out,
of
yeah.
that, there will be a
Essentials
barbecue
only.
at Brick Fair on probably Friday or Saturday night.
Oh yeah.
We're
Perhaps
gonna
Saturday on the night of the Fight Club.
Perhaps.
This will have already
yes.
happened.
Yeah.
though, right?
It is in the past.
Oh,
We can't.
this isn't an
Oh,
announcement
shit.
anymore.
Okay.
This
Fuck.
isn't an announcement, but we can
Wasn't
work out
that
the
barbecue
details.
fun, guys? That was a
I
great
loved
barbecue.
it, and you
the
remember
Fight
that
Club-
kid that got
It was so
shemacked?
good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
the
crazy.
barbecue was legendary.
God rest his soul.
God rest his soul.
You remember that little girl that got wheeled out on a stretcher from
Yeah.
The ball pit throwdown.
Yeah, she didn't even mean to be there.
Yeah.
She wasn't even a contestant.
Sorry that I can't plug the barbecue. I'm glad that it already happened, though. I'm glad it was a legendary time.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
if we do
that
it,
shit was bumping.
we do it Saturday night. That's the Adult Swim. We're gonna be out there
We
fighting.
did it Saturday night.
Yes,
we did it
yes,
Saturday
yes,
night.
yes. And it was a massive success.
It was a
$1
huge
per
success.
hot dog.
Did not
Everyone-
get kicked out.
Everyone's got a glizzy in their hand. Everyone's watching a fight go
Yeah.
down. It was
What could
it
be
was
better?
terrific.
And Hunter Erickson, the glizzy goat, he'll just take it away, I'm sure. But
I'm so glad we could name drop Hunter on this
yeah,
podcast.
wait, no, run that bit. Tell him about the tile, dude.
Okay, so I've
That's
been
the funniest shit. Your
I was-
mom
yeah.
getting involved.
Oh boy.
We're getting real drama, bitch.
against my wishes. Against my knowledge, actually. So, I got banned from uploading avatar tiles to the Brick Fair website because I uploaded a photo that George took with consent of Hunter Erickson just going to town on a burger. And there's also a hot dog photo as well.
No, there's a glizzy one too.
I didn't post the
Also,
glizzy one. That was
fucking,
his.
God rest his soul, George was also banned.
Yes.
But
Y'all actually got banned
yeah,
for this?
there was an attempt.
We were not allowed
Yeah.
to.
No, talk about the message. Talk about the message.
So yes, I got banned. I got a message for it. I didn't know this. I was informed by a friend that this happened to me. But then I went on to Brick Fair's website, and it turns out either my mom or my aunt asked why our account was banned from uploading avatars, and
God.
Todd was like, because your son decided to upload a picture of another member without their consent, which is creepy and weird.
God.
Yeah. Good bit, and it was taken by the member who uploaded it.
Yes, exactly.
But moving on,
Yeah,
'cause it's like an hour and a half in. I think we should get to the copper
Maybe,
drop.
hold on, should we do one more?
What's
What's one more thing we can talk about Lego related?
All right.
Oh, God.
So last little topic here. We'll get more brick than banter here before Copper Drop. How do you guys find inspiration or know, like, figure out what you want to build next?
Like for me personally, I spend just an absurd amount of time browsing Flickr, browsing. I really actually like pretty much what people post in the WID group now. I used to browse Flickr a lot more. I'm browsing. I'm literally staring at fucking Seth Poor on Flickr's page right now. Just browsing, just checking out, and I'll see what someone did. I'll see a concept, or I'll get like an idea in my head, like fucking slums of tanks rolling down the streets, and I'll just start banging it out from there. Like that's really all it is. Or
Cool.
I'll see like a really fucking cool operator dude on in Haiti right now, and I'll be like, all right, well, I'm building that, and that's really about it.
Right on. How about for you, Toby?
So it depends. For military stuff, at this point, it's just like if I'm not building something historical, which has been a while since I built anything historical, um, I just sometimes like there'll be like shapes that I think would look cool together. Like that it was right at the beginning of COVID when Hibernia really kind of took off. Which if anyone doesn't know what that was, it was started by Dane Erland and a few other people. It was like a kind of almost like a world building thing like World in Darkness, but it was for like a space colony on like a planet nearby. And it was a lot of just kind of industrial, kind of mining looking vehicles. And I really wanted to have some kind of flat platform with like a dome on top of it, something kind of classic space looking. And so I just kind of fiddled around until it worked out. With things, and sometimes it'll be actually no, I'll get to that on the third bit. Second thing, normally architecturally or environmentally, I know Mike relates to this. Just things that you see in person, like sometimes if Michael, like when he would be in New York and we'd be kicking it, sometimes you're walking around and you just take a photo of something that looks cool, like I like that facade, I like how that fucking alley looks or something. And if anyone follows my Instagram, you probably realize I do that a lot. You probably think I'm like schizophrenic or something, but um, there's like sometimes you just see something in public and you're like, oh, I want to take a photo of that. And you don't really know why, but it just looks nice.
I don't think
And
it's the
Eric
photos that
Frobum as
give that
well.
impression. It's just the Charles Manson quotes as the description. I think that's
Yeah,
what gives this
we'll,
schizophrenic
we'll
idea.
get there.
But... All right.
I'm gonna be hopping back in secretly in the next call, so I can just talk about Charles Manson. No, like you just see something sometimes, and you don't. It just has some sort of quality to it, and you want to recreate it or recreate something with the same quality to it. Maybe not one to one, but
Yeah.
I think that's pretty big. And I think the third, and I found myself doing this a lot. I was talking to Eric Frobum about this at if you don't know who that is, I think his Instagram and his Flickr are just Eric Frobum. Been in the game a really long time, and we were talking about once you know how pieces or you kind of expect pieces to fit together, like very specific ones, you kind of you just kind of think about like, oh, how could I build this out of pieces? And you're not even thinking about like inspiration. Like you're inspired by the kind of geometry of the pieces. Like the Range Rover I built at the end of last summer, I think the front fender and the windshield for it, I was riding my bike at the beach in the morning and I was like, that would be cool. And I just kind of like fucking put it on the bookshelf in my brain. And then when I got back home, I just kind of banged it out. And it was the same idea, I guess, with that Sand Blue tank, which I guess will be a month and a half old at this point. But the World in Darkness tank that I built, there was a few pieces I wanted to see kind of how they would fit together. Because I was just scrolling through Bricklink trying to do something out of Sand Blue. And it came out well. It was just like sometimes you want to be like, oh, would this slope line up with this? Or would this weird 80s piece fit in with this weird 90s piece kind of thing? So I think at this point, it's probably like a combination of the three of like just cool shapes or drawings you kind of have in your mind. And then knowing the Lego pieces pretty well and then real life things.
Yeah. Awesome. How about for you, Michael?
A lot of stuff has inspired me over the years. Most recently, I guess I could start there and work my way back. I don't know. I've been looking at a lot of Kit Bash arts, and that's actually started in school. We had to do an assignment for that. Like we had to like Kit Bash things to create massing for one of our projects. But I stumbled across a lot of very cool 80s and 90s Japanese Kit Bash artists. My current favorite one is Makoto Kobayashi. Direct inspiration for the tank that I uploaded now a couple months ago at this point, and hope to workshop and make a little bit better by Brick Fair. what Toby said about architecture is true. We'll just kind of see buildings and like I could make that. This seems cool, or like this would look great in a display like this, or like I could imagine how this looks, or I'll just take this detail from it and make it into a small, like a smaller part of a larger build. Um, my bread and butter for a long time has been cyberpunk and APOC, and like I think my twisted mind works this way, where like I'll see something and like I wonder how this will look if it was destroyed. Um,
Hmm.
one tip I can give, I've given this before for like building like APOC and military and like building destruction, I guess is a way to put it, is like the way that you build it in Lego should you should think about how that material would actually fall apart in real life. And I think part of that comes from my architecture education, and part of that comes from like just seeing techniques done over the years. Like if someone builds a concrete wall that has like a chunk taken out of it, if you build that, put like some brown 4L bars
Yeah, the
in it
rebar
to
and
make it look like
everything.
rebar.
Mhm.
If you're going to build a destroyed brick house, build like a pile of rubble at the bottom because that's how brick falls down. So I get inspired by that stuff, like just like how materials work sometimes. And then
I'm taking notes.
okay, good for the APOC build that will not have now come to pass. Take notes. Um, I haven't done a whole lot of military stuff, honestly. I used to do some military stuff in like 2012, and I was super inspired by the World in Conflict folks. This is my first dabble with like military stuff in years. I love tanks though. I love building tanks. They're so fun. Um, I would like to make more tanks. So I guess
I would say big respect to the people that can figure out 145th stuff, but big tanks need to come back. Do some
Big
cool
tank-
sci-fi Akira shit.
yes, make the big old tanks. Make them bigger. Make them really cool looking and like out of your own mind. Replicating a vehicle is one thing, but like if you can kind of like twist it a little bit, maybe come up with your own idea of like maybe this would look cool with a gun on. Like Toby's tank was like he just saw like one concept art image and turned it into an entire build.
I also,
Yeah, actually, I want to say this. I think I know where you're going. I want to say this one though. What Toby and I have talked about before is look at art and look at stuff that's not other people's Lego builds. Looking at other people's builds is cool and will help you a lot with techniques and stuff. But I think one of the most helpful things that I've done as far as getting inspired for building goes is like look at other mediums. Look at concept art from TV shows and movies and anime. Um, look at kit bashes.
yeah, I think that will give you a more rewarding, or sometimes challenging but then rewarding, understanding of how to recreate shapes. Like if you look at some insane organic biomech fucking tank with two railguns on it and like the lady built into the front of it as like the brain for it, it's like you're going to be thinking like, oh shit, what kind of pieces could I do to do that, rather than if somehow that got built by someone else.
Someone
You're
else
like
already
looking
figured
at
it out.
like, oh, that's exactly, someone else has already figured it out, and then you're kind of trying to play catch up. So I
Yeah.
think the being once removed from Lego is super super important. But also, I mean, this is not me like don't look at other people's builds, because again, super important to learn techniques and stuff. But for more formal things, just kind of and when I say formal, I mean like the form of it, not like formal.
Using the architecture
But,
words.
Yeah, no, for the form of things, like try to figure it out yourself. Look at a drawing, look at a render someone made, like a non-Lego render, and try to figure out how that could come into like a physical existence. And also that physical existence doesn't have to be exactly as the thing it exists. Like the Makoto Kobayashi things that Mike is talking about. Like he just was inspired by the tank. He didn't build it one for one, but you can see the lineage, the
Yeah.
resemblance in it.
I took
And
ideas.
That's actually that was
Yeah. Go ahead, Toby.
that was a really good point you said. I was thinking about saying that when we were talking about inspiration, but I felt like I was like too rambly. I was just gonna say, I think ZZ, I can't remember what her name is. I think it's
It's tanks.
Uwu Tanks or
Uwu.
something.
Tanksuwu, yes.
Tanks Uwu, yeah. Well, friend of the pod once removed. She does mainly renders, but I think the way she does it is kind of cool too, where she will take, and this is important too, because I think understanding scale next to a figure is important. But it's like it's a real tank, but it's like a alternate history take on it, as if maybe Britain became some other country, but like some of the companies still existed in it. So it has maybe the form of a Cromwell tank or something, but then it's just a little uncanny, has a weird barrel or like weird front shaping. And I think that's important too. Like you can tweak things, and I think that continuously tweaking things will get you to something completely new. And I think that's super important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
I
every
think-
tank Mike ever builds is just the Merkava.
yeah, pretty much.
reimagined.
Basically my favorite, like, we won't get into too much of that, but guilty pleasure is looking at the Merkava tank because it's such a unique shape of a tank. Guilty pleasure tank, I guess.
Yeah, our tax dog is looking beautiful on that one.
Yeah, exactly. It's like in fact, the last tank that I did in like 2012, the last time I built a tank was also a like futuristic Merkava. I just think it's neat. It looks cool. Maybe I should do something else though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Also, I like
Yeah,
finding
I
new
think-
wheel
I
shapes.
guess the other thing is, and even on a non, I know we've already been removed from Lego. Like, oh, look at stuff that isn't Lego. Look at something that isn't the source material of what you want to do. If you're building a tank, you don't have to look at a tank. There's really cool, weirdly shaped cars and buildings and spaceships and stuff. And you're like, maybe the sensor array from some fucking Cold War satellite. You can take that and stick it on the top of a tank or something.
That's
It's like,
literally
I
what
think-
kit bashing is. Yeah,
yeah,
literally kit
yeah.
bash.
But
Kit
but I'm
bash
saying
your
like
builds.
you don't have to. I'm saying kit bash your builds mentally. You don't even have to look at a kit bash. You can
Kit bash your ideas.
make your build the kit bash. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Kit bash
and
your ideas.
I think that is important.
Yeah.
You sparked an idea in me, and one last topic I want to touch on, Toby.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't even want to mention it again. It's been something that comes up each one of my latest podcasts, and I hate it, but I love it. And this is the final podcast to put it to rest because y'all are the best people to actually give a take on it, in my opinion. Plagues. Are we rocking with the plagues?
Oh my
Fucking-
god,
No.
Dude,
abomination!
It is oh my god, it is a unanimous fucking no. If I see that shit, I'm stealing something out of your fucking house. I hate
Yeah.
those so
We
much.
don't fuck with the plagues here. We don't fuck
It's
with them.
literally.
I
like,
will say, they look a bit better with the little Belleville feet. A little
They
bit better.
do.
But
It's
the
cute.
bar, but the bar was fucking subterranean, so clearing it was so easy.
Yeah.
literally,
Thank you.
literally, Toby said it best. Like
I
you've
want to pan
taken,
out, and I'm in front of like Congress.
you've taken fucking a classic design of a Lego figure that has been a staple of the biggest toy brand in the world for the last 50, 60, I don't know, 70 years. And you've taken it and you've just created the bastardization of that fucking design. You're literally fucking spitting on the grave of the founders of Lego, and you're stomping on
And I guess
whoever built the figure.
the argument against that though is like, oh, but it's Lego, you can build whatever you want. Don't fucking build that. You can build whatever you want, just don't
No,
do
that
that.
shit-
Look,
If
you
you-
don't need to.
off.
If you do plate feet in the group, we'll make fun of you. But if you do that shit, we're banning you. I'm not even fucking kidding. Do not come with the plagues. They're so ugly. They're
It's
so fucking.
literally
I
fucking
think it's-
Just build scale models at that point. You don't
Yeah.
have to do this.
Yeah,
it's a
not
weird.
Lego, bro.
Yeah, it's a weird like fusion of scales that doesn't quite work. Like I know we just talked a lot about like kit bashing ideas and being inspired by everything around you and whatnot. However, plagues do evoke a primal rage in me that I cannot explain, and I don't understand it fully either. But I just see it and it like hurts me, and it feels weird, and I don't like it, and I don't know how else to explain it. But just I'm gonna throw
I
a beer
guess
bottle
the-
at you if you
Oh.
show me a plagues.
Well,
the explanation of the like lineage in my head of why I hate it is you're building Lego. It's already a children's toy, and I know we were just talking about it's cool to fucking like it, but at its core, it's a children's toy. And the proportions of the Lego figure, no matter how cool you want to make them look with your fucking SS camo or some shit, no matter like how much money you sink into them having like a bunch of like night vision. At the end of the day, the Lego figure is like a 6 foot tall, like 400-pound, 4 foot wide guy that makes no sense proportionally. So trying to rationalize that just makes it look super uncanny and weird. And
Yeah.
I think, and I know I actually have said this. Plate feet are okay. I think in some context where it is a legitimate, you're building a Porsche or something, and you're trying to get the height right. At least you accept that the width is weird on a Lego figure. but that makes sense. I fucking sinned. I used them on the Range Rover build, and some of my friends, Max Sweeney, who ruined the historical builds forever, use them,
So true,
and,
so
and it's
true.
like, and it's like they make sense in some context for scaling if it's a legitimate thing, but if you were just doing it to give them knees, please don't.
Hold
Please don't give
on.
them knees.
You got to explain to me how Max Sweeney
Literally
ruined
a
historical building.
nightmare, man. Fucking
Let's run this
Bleach
shit.
is-
Let's run this
they-
shit
they-
right now.
Because all I hear is the just the praise of him. I don't know much about
Oh, I
him.
love him.
so-
He's my fucking
We
boy. But
Oh,
love
yeah.
Max.
But he-
Thug Lug legend.
he ruined. No. He didn't ruin historical. He ruined historical scenes. He made it. The thing that I don't think a lot of people that like. I mean, a lot of people never even met him, but now they're kind of knocking off his style. Is like they don't realize that his shit was cool because the crazy, or at the time crazy, like where it's like the super textured grass with like weird half stud offsets and stuff. It's like that was cool because it was supplemented by amazing aircraft and like cool vehicles and stuff. That wasn't the entire build. But if your entire build is just like a lot of people were like, I don't know, it's like this cop out of like, oh no, the build's not boring. This is just what Bavaria looked like in World War II. It's like, okay, then build something different. If Bavaria was just fucking grass, just build something different.
Yeah, that's
Like-
actually a long-standing theory of ours is that people somehow this happened like after the Sweeney era of the Lego community, where people just kind of used a landscape that was generic enough to be anything, and the only thing that set each build apart was what minifigures you put on that
Yeah.
landscape. It could be any
the
historical
Rebel
era.
Lug group chat fucking confirmed this because there would be kids that, you know, like the main two that people build now, it's like their bio is like love TMC or love CB, and then it's like dash Star Wars, dash World War II, World War One. It's like the thing we'd see so much in at least last summer in Rebel Lug. It was like some rock work that like wasn't bad, and then like a cool tree, and then it was either a stormtrooper shooting someone or a stormtrooper shooting someone, and it was like, those were the only two things.
That was a good one.
Like
that was solid.
that-
I appreciate
that was the
that.
thing that like that. Thank you, appreciate that. That was like the only thing that would set it apart, and it's like it's. I guess it's not that it's even they're not even bad builds. It's just like there should be some sort of
They're also
Without the
fucking boring.
figures,
I don't know.
without the figures,
I think something like I don't know if he's been on, but Peter from Itlug.
I haven't had him on yet. I was supposed to do a whole Itlug episode, so it's going to be in similar
Go
fashion
ahead.
to this. That'll be fun.
We
I think
clown
ours is
them
a
all
bit
the
more
time, but they're
controversial,
pretty cool dudes.
They're great.
They're pretty cool dudes. But no, Peter did a and he had DM'd me about this when he did that subway collapse build. It was like what was it? Was it Prague or something? I can't remember what the
something.
build was, or Warsaw or something. And it was he had sent me the actual like crazy carved guardrail designs or entrances to the subway that they had in the 40s there, and he then replicated it. And it's like at that point it goes from being a collapsed subway build to, oh, this is Prague in the 40s.
Mm.
Yeah,
And I
Right.
think that is like that attention to what it actually looked like is like what sets it apart. It's not like, oh well, they put a cannon on grass, so I guess this is the War of 1812 kind of thing.
It's
Yeah.
it's basically if you can take the figures out of your build and you have no idea what the fuck it is, then
Start
it's,
over.
It's boring.
Yeah, it needs something to
Right.
landmark the location.
yeah,
Exactly.
And in general, yeah.
I just think I think it's comes this if we want to wrap this shit up, this is exactly what we were talking about at the beginning, where there just needs to be a big idea.
Mm.
Like you went in expecting, oh, I'm going to build this subway in Prague in 1944. It's like you didn't go in like, well, I'll do this will be a field, and I guess I have those SS guys coming in the mail. And it's like that kind of mindset. I think that's what needs to change.
Yeah, 100%.
All
Great,
right.
great talk. Good talk, boys.
Good work, guys. Good work.
talk.
Damn, it is
We've made it
pouring
to the
outside.
end.
Jesus,
Oh yeah, no, it's been going. I'm
I
glad
think you're
that
finally
it-
caught up to me, Billy.
real glad internet didn't cut out, but we're here. All right, so
Nice.
Copper Drop, first item up. I had one episode where I didn't give like the official intro, and like my guest clowned me for it. So Copper drop.
Wait,
If you like it,
question.
you
Is
cop it. If you don't, you drop it.
Is it copper drop and then we go each of us for each item, or are you gonna just have us each copper drop for like?
Oh no.
Three.
Yeah, you'll each give your take on each item.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's not like
Amazing.
oh Everett, you get this item. So first
Okay.
up,
Okay.
and you know what sucks too, because this is so sort of in advance. These are gonna be like way old news on copper drop items, but it's all right. So
Our hot takes are fucking hot no matter what.
they're piping.
Timeless,
right.
timeless and sizzling.
Timeless hot takes. All right,
No
so
expiration date.
first up, we have Citizen Brick's condom little hats. How are you feeling on those? Could start off Everett.
I'm really glad that Citizen Brick can keep making fucking useless bullshit that I will never touch or use. I'm happy for them. I'm happy this makes money. It's like 90% of other Citizen Brick products where I look at it and I either go, huh, that's kind of funny, or I go, whatever, and then that's it, and I never think about it again.
Cool, perfect. How about you, Toby?
Yeah, I don't know how to follow that one up. If I got one for free, I wouldn't be mad. I guess.
Sure.
That's a good
They're
one,
cute,
yeah.
but I wouldn't pay money for one. But no, I think that they actually kind of take me back to like the stupid banter, like edgy figures everyone used to make at cons. That, yeah, I could see that. Like,
if it was during that time, it would have been running
in a
rampant.
grab bag or something. It would crack me up. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't think I'd buy one now.
For sure. How about you, Michael?
So no to a cop, yes to an acquire.
All right, I like that.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I think I too. I haven't thought about Citizen Brick in years. I got the Mad Men. I don't think about you at all kind of thing going on. They seem cool. Would not buy them myself. Don't get the hype. But if I came across one, I would not be mad. However, I will say the edgy figures that Toby was talking about that we made at conventions, there was a level of abstraction that we had to use to make edgy figures that were not explicitly.
This is true.
Because I remember making a figure
that trans red 40 millimeter. You already know.
Exactly.
Dude, and those Brickforge test tube pieces that were used all the
Brickforge
time.
test tubes.
That as well.
There was a fun. There was a very fun game to play of like, what part can we make a penis? And now Citizen Brick is taking that fun away. It's too explicit.
I actually I'm rescinding my acquire. I wouldn't cop and I wouldn't acquire. I think you're right.
Wow, because it's stripping away the creativity.
It takes the innovation out of the penis.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I used the minifig cat ski masks to make like a dude that had like a penis head because it was rounded.
Oh,
this is true.
Wow.
This is so true.
That is revolutionary.
And
nobody's talking about this.
Then you're talking about this.
Are you guys familiar with Filthlug? Or
no, who the fuck?
Oh, I don't.
Mike Ochitsky on Instagram.
No.
Oh, I'm gonna really fucking.
Is it a meme page?
Right now. Oh well, I'll let you decide. It's gonna be in the.
Just make fucking.
Oh, is it the guy that just posts sex?
Yeah.
Ah, that fucking guy. Oh, fuck that guy. Oh my god, that guy's so fucking weird.
This is we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, I didn't know his name. I block him out of my mind.
Friend of the podcast, friend of the pod.
Really?
Oh yeah, I actually know this dude. He's really fucking funny. He's good. He's a solid guy.
There's a few weird. If this is the one I think it is, there's a few weird like rapey ones. But
yeah, there's a few like ones.
Yeah,
he doesn't shy
the
away.
one with the gun to the head. Yeah, I don't know about that one. He might want to shy away from that.
I'm not sure about that one.
No, there's some good ones. I don't know about the knife tour. That one's a little
down
weird.
with the consensual Lego sex, but not the.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. I'm fucking with that one. That one's okay.
Yeah, I mean, Bonktron has to live on. Bonktron has to live on.
For 90% of this, I'm rocking with it. But
shout out.
Yeah, someone's a little weird.
Shout out Lego sex.
Yeah.
Big up Mike one time.
As long as it's consensual, because we promote women's equality, women's rights here.
Yes. Speak your fucking truth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next item.
All right. Yeah.
Next item. We got Eclipse Graphics. Their mugs of beer. There's a couple different variants here of different types of beer, but just in general, what's the vibe?
I may have just said that Citizen Brick makes useless bullshit. Eclipse Graphics is not. This is fucking incredible. This is
true.
It's got the foam on the beer. The best part of the beer, it's not good beer if it doesn't have foam on it. So hell yeah, let's go.
I know that
You got-
stout looking mighty delicious.
You
That's
got
stout.
fucking-
Yeah.
you got the free con. You got fucking fucking lawyers.
All right, buddy.
And I'm literally having a smoke. I'm literally having a smoke.
Fucking smelling toast right now.
Bricks and Banter's first live stroke.
All right,
Oh my
whatever.
Yeah, no, it
You
is
know what
all
I'm saying?
live stream.
I fucking love Victor till the day I fucking die. Maybe not
Yeah,
actually. That's a
we're
little
repping
strange.
Victor. We're
We're
repping
repping
Victor.
Victor out here though.
Unanimous. Even before Toby and I get into it, unanimous cop for those. Yeah.
This is
for sure.
No
unanimous.
doubt. No doubt. How about you feeling, Toby? You want to shill it
All right.
more or what?
I think I did my shilling, but I'll give my actual opinion. That sounded like I was gonna start shitting on it, but my actual like specific opinion. Super cool. I like, and this isn't to shit on CB. I do like CB for some things, but for the most part, I like that he has his own look, and I think CB, and this is definitely intentional, but CB does their kind of like it's a Lego adjacent thing. But I think, although honestly, now that I think about it, I think didn't Harry Potter have something that kind of looked funky like this beer or something that was kind of looked almost third party. But yeah,
I
I like
don't know.
that Victor does his own. I don't know. They look Lego enough, but they have their own kind of quality to it, and I really like the stout. It looks delicious. I can't stop looking at it.
It does. It just looks good. It looks like I would eat it.
I know it looks like if you blew it up, that would be a fucking ramble for a second. I would get a mug that looks like the classic Lego
Ooh, yeah. That'd be dope.
Oh.
cup.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can get one of those.
Wait, holy shit! I have
All
one
right.
of those, Toby.
For the
I-
cups
I'll
of
send it to you
coffee,
later.
I know that Lego had made those.
Yeah,
like a
Yeah, that's for your accent there.
I do have one of those, Toby. I gotta find it. I do have one.
Really?
Yes,
I
for
want
reals.
a clear one. Like I want a glass like measuring.
Oh
cup
yeah,
with
I
one.
don't have a glass one. It's just plastic, blue plastic. But yeah, a glass one would be cool.
Mike,
All
you
right.
coughing these?
Let's
You
hear it.
coughing
As somebody who has drank beer, yes, I would say that I would cop that.
Oh yeah, I
well,
turned 21 last month, and I had my first sip of beer. It was crazy.
If Toby's mom is
Big
listening,
fan.
if Toby's mom is listening, he had his
Yeah.
first sip of beer after he turned 21.
Massive fan. I would.
I know.
Totally
I'm
get
20.
a
I'm
Lego.
really excited for March when I can try beer for the
I
first
know.
time.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. I'd get a Lego version.
So yeah, Victor has been a huge boon to the custom community, especially when he started doing the liquor bottles back in like 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
I have so many of like the little Victor liquor bottles, the Corona bottles. I can actually have them like in my Stanley case somewhere. Like I gotta dig out, but like yeah, love Victor for all of
Those
like
aged
the
well.
liquor things that he has had in his inventory for a while. Huge fan of alcohol. I buy it sometimes. I drink it occasionally too.
Because you were 24 years old.
Correct.
Correct.
Correct. So cop.
Factual.
Yeah, some are talking about this.
Some have talked about this. Correct.
All right, the last one here.
Last one. This one's a bit of a. Get ready, boys. You better buckle up. It's going to be a hot take over here. Brick Tactical pouches. How are we feeling? Everett, take it away. Or you could
You
start.
know, I'm gonna be honest. I saw this post on my feed today.
Yep.
I thought about it. I looked. I went, huh. All right. And
and moved
that
on.
was really about it. I know I was not really revolted. I saw it, went in one ear or one in my eyes, and it was gone. Like it didn't even get to my brain because I would not buy these probably, and they look like Tiny Tactical but worse.
Hmm.
That's really all I have to say.
Toby.
Yeah, same boat. I actually think, and again, this is not an anti-brick tactical take. Some of our standards actually require some brick tactical.
Yep.
Yeah, we
I think
like
he's
some
at
of their
his
shit.
strongest.
We have bought your shit.
I
before.
think he's
We
at
do
his
like it.
strongest when he is doing something new, like those plate carriers with like the kind of cut out, kind of Tarkov.
Oh,
insurgency
those are
looking
sick.
ones.
Those are
Mhm.
They kind of they save you the modding of Tiny Tactical, like where you have to chop out the plate
Yeah.
carriers.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
think those are super unique. I like those. The trench coats I think we bought out of stock from him. But
Yeah.
I don't like I think when he does the overmolds too, they're just kind of brick arms, but not as good. And it's like, and I'm also not a big brick arms shill, so I'm not just shilling for Will, but I think it's gonna be a drop because Tiny Tactical just does it better. I don't care if they're cheaper. We make money moves out here. We're in a pandemic.
We are balling.
Simply
We are balling.
do not be poor.
It's literally just don't be poor, and then
Yeah,
you can just
exactly.
get Tiny Tactical.
A lot of us
It's just
here
a better
are
version.
a lot of us here are into BDSM, big deposits and stacking money. So
This is true.
this is very true.
Many have talked about this.
Many have said this.
Many have said this.
Unfortunately, I've gotten PTSD, which is prone to stacking dollars because of this.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I was so confused where that was going at first. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, like, controversial, but I don't hate them. I guess. Like, I don't quite get how you're supposed to mount them to a minifigure. I would love it more if there was like a vest attached. Like, are you supposed to put them on his existing like blank slate vests?
Yeah. You like glue it on.
Okay. I guess that makes sense. I don't know. Tiny Tactical, I will say, is really good, and they like the quality is better in Tiny Tactical. However, there's something to be said for the availability of them.
Yeah.
Compared to Tiny Tactical, which notoriously not easy to acquire.
Mhm.
Like it takes months to get to your house, if not like a year in some cases. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but
Tiny Tactical lawsuit coming up.
Tiny Tactical lawsuit coming up. Controversial, but I would cop at least once.
Mhm.
I would cop once because
Okay.
especially if they have it in olive green. Because Tiny Tactical only
They
does
don't.
like black.
That's true.
Oh, yeah, like
Damn.
Well,
wait,
all right.
is Peyton not doing it? Is he doing it in all of his colors or just dark green, dark tan for right now?
I think it's dark tan and black for now. He hasn't mentioned olive as far as I know. But that would be good. That would be a spot in the market that's actually not like.
I was gonna like that's all I'm saying is like maybe more colors because like I do like that Peyton and like Brick Arms vests are also in like colors other than black and dark tan because Tiny Tactical has like the forest green, but they have that in stock maybe like once
Never.
a year.
Never.
Literally never.
Yeah.
So make it in colors that are not on the market currently if you want to sell more of them because the quality is like okay, it's fine. Tiny Tactical does do higher quality casts, but if you can do it in different colors that aren't available and make it get to your house faster, I would cop.
Yeah.
I would cop.
I'm gonna talk my shit on this.
Okay.
The like Everett was saying, we're not Peyton haters. He does some good shit, and these really just kind of seem like a bit of a drop off on quality overall, and they're not all too creative, but they do service a part of the market that's just lacking because of how difficult it is to get Tiny Tactical. So if you're not willing to wait that time or get your bands up, then this is a great option.
The pandemic is insane, but
It's real.
Pandemic
It's real
is
right now.
it's not for
insane.
everyone. It's not for everyone.
So
No.
I have a bit of an analogy. I got an analogy that I
Go
might
ahead,
cut out,
go ahead.
but if you'll bear with me. So
Oh no.
Tiny Tactical is like getting head from a supermodel,
Mm.
while
Mhm.
these are getting a hand job behind a dumpster. Like,
Mm.
yes, it does the
Okay.
trick. It does the trick.
You
But
get
it's
that.
really
Yeah.
really not what you want, and you're not proud of it. You know what I mean?
Many have said this. Many have said this.
Okay.
Many have
okay.
said this.
I guess one leave that in, and then two on an actual more serious note.
Many have said this.
In all
Many
of
have
Many
said
have
Many
this.
have said this.
on a more serious note, they kind of have the issue. Let me look at them one more time. They kind of hold the issue I have with. I really don't like Brick Arms vests.
Really?
They have the issue. They're just. I don't like how
Toby's gonna be jealous.
round and everything. It looks like the Brick Arms plate carriers, and even the World War II ones to a certain degree. They look like when you hold plastic to like a little bit of a, heat, or
flame.
a little bit of a
Yeah.
flame.
I
and
know
then
what you're
you
talking about.
smush it. So it's like
Mhm.
they there's no definition, and I think these kind of have that too. Where it's like I think Tiny Tactical. It's not even a mold quality thing. I think it's like the proportions and the almost like fatness of the Tiny Tactical things. It's like they have like a presence on the figure. I think all these weird little flat pouches that Brick Arms and Brick Tactical have on their vests just it looks, I don't know, it looks wrong. Can't quite explain. It's kind of the issue I have with the older Tiny Tactical vests. They look very smushed, and I think that's
they are.
That kind of depth, like being able. I don't know how you pronounce it. Mole vests. The
Molly.
Molly, it's the Molly system.
Bro, give me one of them fucking vests. I'm gonna pop that shit.
Yeah, bro.
No, this shit's ass.
I guess it's like the fact that you could like stack pouches on pouches and it looks like dense on Tiny Tactical, I think is what makes me. And maybe I'm just shilling too hard for Tiny Tactical. I always do that shit on the World in Darkness group, but I truly think you want the best looking figures. If you're going to invest in the vest, Tiny Tactical.
Mhm.
Don't say, oh yeah, you like Brick Arms ones. Don't fucking talk to me like that.
I do like Brick Arms
Don't
ones.
talk to me like that.
I like Brick Arms ones.
You were fighting me on this when I said that I would prefer Tiny Tactical on my Johns, but
Hey,
I mean,
man,
who
I
wouldn't
I just- I don't-
prefer Tiny Tactical? But I like the Brick Arms
but I
ones.
think
They
there's
still
people
have
that
enough.
really like the Brick Arms ones. Yeah,
They have enough definition and they're super affordable. And I've honestly love cutting off some of the pouches because like aesthetically they can
That's
look
what I
good
was
at
gonna
times.
say. I actually don't mind the vest. The Brick Arms vest, I don't mind. I mind the full rig. Like I think
I do agree on-
Callan's done it where he, and I'm sure you've done it too, Billy.
Shout out
Where it's like you
Callan.
Shave.
Yo, Callan,
shout out.
big
Hemp
big
farmer
friend of the
legend.
podcast.
Legendary modder, Callan.
Legendary modder
Save
and
little
weed
kids.
grower.
He do be
Yeah.
growing that hemp though.
You do be growing the
You
hemp.
do.
Billy, you need to have Callan
no,
on here as a modifier, like as a modder.
I would kill to have him on. I'll talk
Wait,
to him at
That's actually
Fair
true.
this year.
We should put you guys in contact.
I know him.
Oh, good.
No, I
Well,
mean
like,
just
in
through Discord
person.
because he's always on Discord.
Okay,
Yeah,
I don't know him that close. then.
No, I think they look great when you just shave everything off of them and then you use other or you sculpt or
That's why I
whatever,
like
you
them
put-
because I think
put a
they're
pistol
the
or something.
shape. I think they're not
They're a
like
good
the shape, but like the
base.
size, how they're kind of on the smaller side
Oh,
on a
the
figure.
proportions are fine. Yeah,
That's what I fuck with the most is the fact that they look like a real.
I think it's just the pouches that irk me. I'm very
yeah.
particular
Maybe I
about
don't.
like.
Look,
I mean,
I don't
you
look
could
too hard at
tell
my.
when I really like a nice proportional figure, which is so funny
If I
after
am
that
making-
conversation we had about fucking plagues, but I like it's like I want it to look nice.
It's-
Like, I want
the-
it to
the-
have like a weight to it.
The proportions
If I am gonna make a
intrinsic to the
Toby
Lego figure, not proportionate
making
to the
a
human
Toby-
body.
Yeah, if I'm making a Toby figure for the
precisely,
group,
yes, yes.
I will use Tiny Tactical out of respect.
Big blessings. Thank you.
So
Yeah, it's like an altar.
like, I would never bastardize your figures and put fucking Brick Arms vests on them.
Melting your brick tactical pouches at the altar.
Okay.
Well,
So does that do it for Copper Drop then?
yeah, that's all. We've
Wow.
ran through the gauntlet. This has been a long
So it's a
2
cop
hours.
if it's a different color.
For me,
Damn,
yeah.
that was the most backhanded fucking.
Yes.
Yeah, imagine leaving a date. So this has been a long 2 hours. I'm gonna head out now. Do you want me to wait for the Uber with you?
Yeah. Do you want me to call the Uber or you got it? You got it, right?
I got
It's
it,
been
I got
really
it.
long 2 hours.
No,
Holy shit.
brutal.
Brutal.
But no, this is
All right.
it's been great
Thank you
getting
for
to know
having
you guys
us.
better.
This has been a
Yeah.
fantastic. This has been probably your best podcast, Billy.
You
Yeah,
have,
no doubt, no doubt.
You have seen
All half of
into-
it that'll get released.
Well,
Yeah.
hopefully more
We
than
should have
half.
never given Everett muscles. He became too arrogant, bro.
Yeah,
That is
no,
some
we should
fucking-
not have given Everett muscles.
That is some
You've
fucking
seen
bangers
into our
in
incredibly damaged psyches. Do with this as you
Yep.
please, as you see fit.
Yeah, I stared into them and they stared back. So
Yeah,
This is
they
these are
did.
people running the WID group. This is what run. This is the brains that came together to run WID. So just think of that, and that's our group.
Scared
And
of
it
him to
explains
ripping out his
everything.
headphones. Yeah,
She
Well-
got mad cow disease, where her brain going crazy.
that's true.
That's very true, isn't it?
Israeli
Many-
bitch with braces gave me dome. That's
Yeah.
Iron Dome.
Iron Dome.
All that
many
Iron
have
Dome.
said it. They really
Many
have.
have said this.
Really
Yeah.
ending the
Wait,
podcast.
Let's run one more. Let me go to the
We have
the
in the
text I was-
archive.
we have-
Yes.
There's like hundreds of these. Hold up.
Oh,
And you can just
Well, yeah,
chop
yeah.
a few of these in because
What are they? What are they?
Getting toppy from the president. Call that head of state.
my Florentine bitch gave me Duomo.
Oh, shit. Let's see.
I'm so sorry, Billy.
Shawty think I'm a domestic terrorist with the way my pipe is bomb. Oh, this one's topical. This one's topical. I'm like McVeigh, how I blow her walls out.
Oh my god.
That was me. That wasn't me. That was me.
I'm like Will Hoyt, how you got 2 L's.
This is Billy. I'm so sorry.
This is what I signed up for. So
This is what you got for the win, guys. The fucking.
the brains behind World in Darkness.
This is it.
Yeah. My wifey is my rock because I always smell what she cooking.
That's a cute one, I think. That's a cute one.
Got head from a shawty with megalocephaly, call that big brain.
Mastectomy, how I extract these
Yeah,
racks.
that is my fucking magnum opus. Mastectomy, how I extract the racks. This one's a antagonist to the previous BDSM. Bands don't stack much.
Yeah, that's a sad one. It's a sad one.
FDR gave me head so assuredly, call that brain trust.
Little history joke for you right there.
Apple
for some of your
employee
listeners.
gave me lappy toppy.
Applause.
I appreciate that one.
These
Yeah.
are like months old. We didn't stop. Jesus Christ.
No, we kept doing this shit.
I was like, how you were sending these to me as you were doing your final, like while
Yeah.
while you were presenting.
Yes, I had ideas. The money mentality one is probably one of the funniest.
Yeah.
We were sitting and listening to one of my other classes' reviews, and this one reviewer, like architecture reviews go like you present your project and people comment on it and shit. And this one reviewer with a Spanish accent, I don't know where he was from.
I think he's from Spain. I looked him up.
Okay. Your project really embodies a monumentality. But the way he said it, it was like, your project embodies monumentality. And he meant to say
it was a
monumental.
bank project. It was a fucking bank.
It was a
building.
bank, yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like, it sounded like he said money mentality. It was
Go
ins-
down
it was,
on a sea mammal. Call that OtterBox.
Oh my god.
We get it, Toby.
We
Hold
got-
on,
we
there's
got
a
We
few
got
more.
we got it now.
No, you can just chop some of
All
these.
is
in.
well.
Wow,
All right.
thank you
I
guys.
think that was actually the first one I sent. So on that note,
All right. Thank you,
Yes.
Billy,
That was
for
from
having
April.
us
All
on.
right. Final
Go
words.
check
Final
out-
words.
Go check out World in Darkness. Go check out.
Check
us out.
IGs.
there will hopefully be a lot more builds by the time this comes out. There's a ton of
Hopefully.
vehicles. Before Everett goes to Italy, I guess he'll probably be in Italy when this drops. He's dropping a helicopter. Simon's got 3 helicopters or 4, 2 little ones that are the same.
We're not even
we got some
dropping them on
tanks in
Instagram,
progress.
just onto the floor. Break
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yes,
100%.
this is a smash in Canada. We got some tanks coming, some mechs coming, and
Scenes,
some-
hopefully.
some big
Scenes and builds coming.
Yeah, some
Scenes
big
and builds.
scenes.
I'm
And
taking
I think
Logan
once
to
everyone's like,
college.
I think July is a big vacation month, but I think once everyone's off the road, we're going to see some big action, and
Big
hopefully
action.
it'll be out by the time this
Yes.
this airs. But
And
Oh, yeah,
look
for
for
sure.
me and Toby at Brick Fair. Or I guess Brick Fair's already passed. Fuck, never mind.
yeah, see ya.
Cut that out.
You will have seen
It was
us
so
at Brick.
great seeing you at Brick Fair.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
great
hold
seeing
up.
y'all.
Yeah, it was
The
great
Legos-
seeing you too, dude.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Legos
Um,
coming to college this semester. You'll see some fucking
yeah.
popping builds.
Tell your
Oh
mom
yeah,
I
if
said-
you have the room for it, when you go off to college or when you move in with your fiance, bring your Lego. Don't let the dark
Yeah.
age get you.
Don't let it get you.
All right, yeah.
Bring at least a
That's,
Stanley case of minifig parts. That's important.
This is
That's
true.
it.
Some have said this.
This is true.
Someone said this.
Some,
All right.
some
Let's
has.
get it, boys.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Billy.
Thank you, Billy.
Wow, that was just quite the episode. It was a real pleasure talking to you guys and getting to know you better. It was an absolute blast. Possibly the most quotable episode of all the Bricks and Banters thus far. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode and thank you all for listening. Please share the podcast with a friend or repost us on Instagram. It would be greatly appreciated. As always, there's a wrap-up post on the Instagram page. That's bricks_and_banter on Instagram. You could check that out and find some of the photos referencing stuff that we talked about in this episode. Thank you again to Nate's Minifigs for sponsoring this episode. Check out his website, natesminifigs.com, and use promo code BM4 at checkout for 15% off. Lastly, I want to give a huge thank you to all of the patrons on patreon.com. We have Seth, Mike, Justin, Francisco, Dashbricks, Jbricks, PK Custom Lego, Milo, Jay, Mini Bigs, and Thomas. The support really means a lot, so thank you all again. And on that note, that concludes this episode. I hope to see you next time as I talk with a guest that I haven't lined up yet, so wish me luck.